What's up, Canuck fans? Welcome to The Line Change, a Vancouver Canucks podcast, which is a presentation of DraftKings Sportsbook, as well as a proud member of the Hockey Podcast Network. Be sure to check out the network for your favorite podcast covering your favorite team at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com, the home of hockey podcasts, where it's every team, everywhere. I know, you're probably wondering, who the heck is this guy on the screen right now? That's not Tyler. Yeah, I am clean shaven. I feel like I just shed 10 years off my age. Certainly feel like it too. But yeah, welcome to the post-game show. The Vancouver Canucks defeat the Anaheim Ducks. Yes, you heard that right. They defeat the Anaheim Ducks by a score of 2-0. They shut out the Ducks, and they are now 2-0 on the season against the Anaheim Ducks. And let's go ahead and just get into the goals since there were only two of them. We're going to quickly right now. So, of course, no scoring in the first or second period, but lots of back and forth between both teams. And then finally, Drew O'Connor would score his 13th of the season, which was a beautiful goal, by the way, assisted by Jake DeBrusk at 10:18 of the third period on a beautiful one-timer on a 2-on-1 for the Canucks to make it 1-0. And then towards the end of the game, Teddy Bluger would score his fourth of the season in his seventh game. So he's only played 7 games now, and he's already up to 4 goals. He scores shorthanded into the empty net at 19 minutes and 30 seconds to basically seal the deal. And, well, that was the scoring for this game. 2-0 for the Canucks. Let's take a quick look at the shots on goal. 9 shots apiece for both sides in the first period. Anaheim outshot the Canucks 14-8 in the second, and then outshot the Canucks 10-9 in the third period. Final shots were 33-26 in favor of the Ducks, but they were unable to get anything past both Kevin Lankinen and Tolopilo. We'll get into that in just a second. But let's take a quick look at the game stats. As we mentioned, 33 shots for the Anaheim Ducks, 26 for the Canucks. Canucks were at 51.6% on the faceoff, 32 out of 62. The Anaheim Ducks were at 30 for 62, so a 48.4%. Neither team did anything on the power play. They were a 0, both 0 for 3 on the power play, 6 penalty minutes each. The Anaheim Ducks, believe it or not, out-hit the Vancouver Canucks 21-10. It's only 10 hits for the Canucks. Perhaps that is the Kiefer Sherwood effect. 13 block shots for both sides. 11 giveaways for the Canucks, 12 for the Ducks, and then just 1 takeaway by the Canucks and 3 by the Anaheim Ducks. We mentioned that the Canucks are 2-0 against the Ducks so far this season. They beat the Ducks in Anaheim 5-4 back on November 26th. Tonight, they beat them 2-0, and then they will meet the Ducks 2 more times on March 24th at home, and then April 12th in Anaheim. So let's go ahead and bring on our boy, Gerald. I know everyone's waiting for Gerald, so let's go ahead and bring him on right now. Boom.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
What's going on, guys? All
right.
Okay. Hopefully, it's not lagging as much as last time. We're right.
Yeah.
We good?
Oh, I think there was a little slight lag, but it's okay. Let's jump into some comments to start.
Am I lagging now?
Not right now.
Yeah, please do. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got Duo. Of course, we got Duo in here saying "Let's go." My favorite show.
What's going on, guys?
Show in the world. Always appreciate that, Duo. Tyler is an absolute beauty. Why? Because I shaved. Bobby's here. Good to see you, Bobby. What a certified, completely baby-faced legend. Thank you, Duo. Appreciate that. You look like you're 13. Yeah, I know. I got carded earlier today for the first time in a long time. So that's how you can tell how quickly I can de-age. Look at that. You don't even need de-aging from me. I just got to shave. That's all I got to do.
Yeah. I think
this shows the
that
best.
puts on
There's an incredible host.
so many years on you just doing that.
Yeah. This shows is the best. Tyler's an incredible host. Thank you, Duo, as always. Glad to see you're doing these on the regular when we're 32nd. Yeah. I'm just glad I got the day off work, able to not rush home and do this. Rain's here. Good to see you, Rain.
Oh, Rain. If we can get Rain on, that'd be awesome, too.
Bobby. Tyler and Gerald, you guys missed Russell's open house. Yeah. Okay. Was getting set up, getting everything all set. Swervin Irvin's here, walking home in the fucking rain. Yeah. Rain's
Hey,
brutal
Irvin.
right now. I actually missed the second period because I had to run down to the store in the rain. So
Irvin, tell me in the chat, how's the video this time? I changed the cable, changed a bit of the adjustments on the camera. Hopefully it doesn't lag and the frame rate's better this time.
Duo happens to be driving too. Well, don't crash now, Duo. Justin's here. What's up, Justin?
What's up? Just incredible.
Bobby, Tyler, did you shave? No, I just put a whole bunch of makeup on. I hid the beard. No, yes, I did shave. Yeah. Also, I don't know if you guys can really see because of the scoreboard, but there you go. I'm not kidding. We got merch, even though the yellow looks absolutely freaking terrible on here.
You should tell them to redo it.
Yeah, it might be just the way I colored it too. That might be a thing too.
Because it should be it should be closer to this color, at least, or even like the gold, like this, right?
Yeah.
So,
and Irvin says it's improved. Duo, you are insanely babyface. Man is 13. All right, let's jump into the game. We're about 8 minutes in. Let's get into some of the game. I do have some box score. Here, let me see if I can find it. Whoop. Oh no. There we go. All right, here's the box score. So yeah, let's dive into it. Garland was a +1. He was a little bit I that penalty towards the end of the game I thought was, unneeded. But that's just me. I mean, he did kind of knock. I mean, yeah, he did knock the guy's stick right out of his hands, but it was like towards the end of the game, you didn't really need to call it. But he had an ice time of 20 minutes and 39 seconds. 1 shot on goal, 3 blocks. Doc, I guess you're now former whipping boy.
Yeah.
With a beautiful
Sorry, I'm
goal.
just gonna move.
Okay, man.
Yeah, there we go. It's better.
Yeah, with a beautiful goal, beautiful setup by Jake DeBrusk. So he was a +1, 14 minutes and 27 seconds of ice time, 1 shot, and he made it count. 1 hit. Lekaramaki, 11 minutes and 33 seconds of ice time. We obviously did see him playing with Ogren, at least to start the game. So that was cool to see that they actually put Lekaramaki and Ogren on a line together. I still think they should do like a Swedish trio, have him with Petey and Ogren, just to, test it, see if things work. Do a little Swedish menage a trois. But we'll see if they end up testing that.
Bro.
just put the Swedes together. See what happens. Speaking of Elias Pettersson, no points. 17 minutes and 49 seconds of ice time. 1 shot on goal, 3 blocks, 1 hit. I do know he did pretty well in the faceoff tonight. I think last I looked, he was 10.
I think it was like 10 for 15.
10 for 15, and he was mainly going up against Granlund too, so that was pretty decent. Teddy Bluger with a goal, his 4th in 7 games. So Bluger's up in that trade value, just like what I tweeted on X. So he was a +1, 15 minutes and 1 second of ice time, 2 shots. Ratu was a +1, 12 minutes and 54 seconds, no shots, but he had 2 hits. David Camp was a +1, 15 minutes and 32 seconds of ice time, 2 shots on goal, 1 block, 2 hits. Filipino, 14 minutes and 59 seconds, 1 shot. Jake DeBrusk with an assist, +1, 60 minutes and 27 seconds of ice time. DeBrusk with 6 shots on goal. So DeBrusk.
Do you know why though? Do you know why?
Seems like he was trying to put the puck in the net. I know he had that great chance on the power play. It's
DeBrusk's 600th game, and usually on these milestones, he does something. So there was a game, I don't know if you remember. I think it was. I don't know how many games he was playing, or it was some sort of milestone, and he had 10 shots that game, and he ended up having an assist. So it's one of those games that if you're a betting person, like you gotta bet that DeBrusk is gonna show up, or at least try. So betting on shots is at least gonna get you some money. Points wise, like he tries for these games.
Yeah. Okay, Evander Kane, 15 minutes and 55 seconds, 3 shots on goal, 1 block, 1 hit. Ogren, 10 minutes and 38 seconds of ice time. Didn't get a shot off, but I thought Ogren looked pretty well, I thought, today with Lekaramaki. I mean, it's the first time they've really actually – I know they briefly played together in the last game, briefly, but this was like the first time him being with Lekaramaki on a line together. So hopefully they go to it more often going forward. Carlson, 15 minutes and 18 seconds of ice time, 2 shots, and that is it for the forwards. And again, not a whole lot of scoring between either side. So Tom Verlander, 15 minutes and 32 seconds of ice time, 2 blocks. P.O. Joseph, I was actually a little surprised to see Joseph in the lineup. Not going to lie. 13 minutes and 1 second, 2 shots, 1 block. Hronik, +2, 27 minutes of ice time, 2 shots, 1 block, 1 hit. DPD was a +1, 1 shot. He should have a hit, but I guess not. They didn't count it.
No, that was after the play. So that was when there was a stoppage in the third, and Tolpio technically saved it. But to be very honest, I have it in my notes. When I was watching the game, it looked like the puck was in his pads, and his pad is in the net. So if you go back to the beginning of the season, maybe like one of the first 10 games, there was a goal. I think it was Lanky that had it in his glove. Remember, we did a post game for this this game too, and his glove was inside the net, and it counted. And you know how furious I was at that point. So this one, because there's a lot of people on Team Tank, I thought people would get super mad, but they didn't even talk about it on the game broadcast. I was in the chats. No one was really talking about it. That if you look clearly, the puck was actually on the inside of the net, not the outside. Because he basically straddled the post, and the puck was on the inside. So it would have been a tie game. It would have been 1-1. Would have gone into overtime, like I predicted. And then the Ducks probably could have won it. But no, it had to go the Canucks way today. But you can't lose all of them, right? You can't lose all of them.
Yeah. But speaking of DPD, I did like that fire from him. It looked like the Duck player was, trying to, mess with the goalie, and he was just like put an end to that. He's like, nah, So maybe DPD should have been on the ice when Besser got elbowed. Maybe he would have done something. but that's a discussion for another day. Tyler
Yeah.
Myers, 17 minutes and 39 seconds of ice time, 2 shots. And then, of course, Kevin Lankinen came in for all of 2 minutes while Tolopilo had to get checked out because of that, scare in the first period where he got, bulldozed over. They said on the broadcast that they put him in the quiet room for a little bit. So Lankinen came on to start the second period, played 2 minutes and 11 seconds, made 1 save. And then Tolopilo came back in, and yet they still make it the, a team shutout, which I understand that's the rule, but at the same time, I kind of wish Tolopilo had gotten that. I thought he deserved that just based off of how he played tonight. Because I thought Tolopilo was fantastic tonight. And he definitely
did that Lankinen move remind you of another goalie, like the Tolopilo going in and then coming in after a few minutes? Did that remind you of something? Another goalie doing something like that?
Luongo? Yeah, I saw someone post something
Luongo
on Twitter.
And needing to have a bathroom break.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, yeah, it was a tough hit. So I mean, if they were just trying to make sure he was okay, that's absolutely great, because you don't want another goaltender down. And it was a really tough sort of goalie interference at that point near the end of the first.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you actually look back at it, he full on barrels into his head. It was, I forget the Anaheim player, but he full on body, essentially body checked him in the head. So, and Tolopilo went completely down. So
it was Ryan Poehling, right?
Poehling, yeah.
Poehling, yeah.
Poehling.
It was Poehling.
We got somebody in the chat here. Mr. Brandon Astle in the house.
Oh my God.
Tolopilo.
Yo, Mr. Astle, I saw your post on X. Congrats on the ring. Love that bling with your name on it. Congrats.
Yeah. Once again, Brandon, I already shot him a message, but yeah, congratulations on the ring, brother. Very well deserved, my friend. And yeah, I think I heard that too. A "We want the cup" chant towards the end of the game from the fans. Did you hear that too?
Yeah, I heard that, but I wasn't sure if that's what it was, because it might not be cup, but it could be something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because right now they're not winning games. They're definitely not making the playoffs this year. So what else do you think they'd be chanting?
I honestly don't know. Yeah. I honestly don't know. But yeah, it did kind of sound like they were saying "We want the cup," definitely. So yeah, great to see Brandon here in the chat. This is awesome. Obviously a former guest on the podcast I've had on before. Great guy. Does amazing work for the Abbotsford Canucks. And as we mentioned, he got his championship ring today. So that is, and it like you said, even has his name on it. I'm Brandon. Let us know. Does it have a little "Let's get out of here" at somewhere on it? Because that would be awesome if it did.
Maybe we should bring him on and ask him and have him talk about it, because if he has time, obviously. But they finally got the rings. I mean, looking at the rings, the organization didn't cheap out. It looked pretty nice. So we'll give it to them. It was late. It was a few months late, long overdue, but the ring does look nice. So congrats on that again. And who knows when Abby will get another chance at that with whatever's going on with the big club and everyone pretty much going up to the big club. It's going to be tough for Manny and the boys to go for another run, because I think they're near the bottom in the standings the last time I checked, even with the couple of wins that they had recently. But you know, at least Vancouver has one. Abbotsford has one.
Mm-hmm. And apparently
should I just
it doesn't have that inscribed on the ring. Oh, but apparently he was introduced that way though by Al Murdoch, so that is awesome. That is awesome.
love Murdoch's voice?
Oh yeah.
Should we go into the game or what should we get into? I have some notes for the game. And by the way, I think it's very odd for the Canucks to do the Chinese New Year's. Sorry, Lunar New Year's is the correct term now in North America, even though it's Chinese, like a Chinese celebration. But they gotta make it for everyone. Anyways, the logo itself is kind of like, so it's the year of the fire horse this year. So they have another designer do it. Design looks really nice. But I don't understand. They use the old skate logo to do it. Then why didn't they play with the skate jersey today? I know they're using it against the Leafs. You could do it 2 games back to back, or actually celebrate Chinese New Year's during the Leafs game, because Toronto actually has a huge demographic of Chinese Asian community, right? So they should have done that, because Chinese New Year's isn't until mid-February. I believe it's the 17th, and they're doing it a whole like 2-3 weeks early because of the Olympics. So you might as well push it back if you're going to do it for a jersey that uses the vintage skate to make the Chinese New Year logo. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed right now. I'm just gonna wear my dragon one from the other year, because that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But anyways, to the game. What did you think of DeBrusk? What do you think of his game today, and how he playing fourth line?
Well, from what I saw, I noticed that I was a little surprised that it being his 600th game and you have him on the fourth line. But
Yeah.
I get Adam Foote is probably trying to just juggle the lines, and I did, like I said, miss the second period or pretty much all of it. So, but I did like that chance in the first on the power play where he just tried to jam it in. I thought that was a nice move by him. I do think PP1 passes it around a little too much still, and you notice a big difference between PP1 and PP2. PP2 just shoots it. They'll pass it and then they'll shoot it right away. PP1 needs to take some lessons from PP2 and just grip it and rip it. But I did really like that chance by DeBrusk in front of the net. So he was noticeable when he was on the ice, despite being on the fourth line. I do still kind of question him being on the fourth line in his 600th game. I imagine his camp's probably not going to be too pleased with that, considering they weren't happy with his scratching. But I also understand they're probably trying to pump Kane's tires a little bit, having him on the first line, try to get that trade value. But I thought it was a little odd that he was on the fourth line. But other than that, I thought he played okay. Like I said, he had 6 shots on goal. So he was obviously really trying to put the puck in the net and, had his 6 chances and unfortunately wasn't able to beat Dostal. But I thought he played pretty all right for being on the fourth line tonight. He was noticeable.
I mean, to start the game, sorry, is my mic on or is it going in and out? Okay, you know what? I know how to fix this. Can you hear me right now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So what I didn't really like was the 2-on-1 that he had with Doc in the first period. So in the first period, he actually had a chance on a 2-on-1 and he held the puck way too long, and he ended up getting.
I
lost
remember
it.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been an easy goal. Like if he shot it, or if I think if he shot it, it would have been great. Whereas he held it too long looking for the pass. But obviously, as the game progressed, he actually had 4 shots within the first period. And what I was saying before is kind of expected for his 600th game on the 4th line. So you knew every shift he came out, he's ready to go. And funny how you brought up the PP1, because I had that in my notes too. I said PP1 is just passing way too much. I think the first period that 3 power plays, and I don't even know how many shots it was. I think it was like 2. So like, what is going on with PP1? You need to somehow generate more offense and just, throw the puck to the net. I know we're not okay. I had this whole conversation the other day with a Sharks fan about tanking, and also Jordan calling me out about Team Tank. If you're on Team Tank, obviously you're not going to be watching this show, because we're talking about wanting the team to do well. And for them to do well, PP1 has to click. If PP2 is the one to be clicking, maybe they should be PP1. They should have more time, right? You had Hedel, Garland, I can't remember who else, Willander, the Karamaki on PP2. They're just pass, like it might be like 1 or 2 passes and then a shot. They generated 2 shots within that first shift that they had, and PP1 couldn't even get 1 shot off. That is a problem, man, because it comes down to Petey. Like, I hate saying this, but it comes down to Petey, and it comes down to him just always trying to look for the perfect pass. Shoot the goddamn puck. In the third period, I think there was one more penalty. He shot the puck and he just shoots it into the other player. So is it a confidence issue, or is it like, I don't know what it is with him. Like, when he shoots it, it doesn't get through. Or he just doesn't shoot it, holds it too long, loses the puck, or just passes it off. Like, that is something that needs to be fixed for next season if these players are still around. And Adam Foote, I think, has a huge deal to do with this, because you can't have a power play that doesn't click at home. I mean, they're not winning games at home anyways. They've won 6 games all season. And lately it's been tonight and then also Washington. So, right, whatever. We're going to start fresh next year. But the PP needs work, and they need someone else running the PP. Like, it would be nice if you had the Sedins up here next year as associates or assistant coaches or something to teach these kids how to cycle the puck. Yeah, if you're going to keep like passing it, at least cycle better. Like, don't have passes that are intercepted and then that breaks the whole power play and you have to restart again. You need someone to teach these kids how to do it, because what they're doing is not right. That's my rant on the power play. The goalie swap. Sorry, I'm just going through my notes right now. In the progress of the game, the goalie swap was really odd, but like we just talked about that. There was a Kane breakaway in the first, and that was kind of like pathetic. Garland made a really nice pass to him, and he had a breakaway. He went down, he's trying to go for his forehand, and just loses real estate. If you know you're going at that speed and you're going to go for your forehand, throw the shot earlier, or just go to your backhand if you know you don't have enough space. Like, bro, like, if you want to play on a playoff team, you got to score those goals and you got to like muscle yourself out there, right? Because he obviously has stated that he wants to play for a playoff team, and teams are actually still after him. I think you've done a report on that, or you did a video on that too. You got the Avs, you got the Stars, maybe even like LA Kings. It's mainly for the muscle and mainly because of his record in playoffs. I think he had something crazy. Like, I think it was almost over a point a game in the playoffs last 2 seasons. I think it was, I don't know, almost over a point a game. I'll have to double check that stat. But if teams are after you, and if you're trying to get out of here, sooner, might as well get those shots, get yourself better, because right now you would look good on a very good team. But right now on a bad team, you should be looking like the best player, and you're not. So I'm sorry to say that. It just, you need to finish those breakaways, man. There was a play, I think it was also in the first, when Veal broke his stick and took a block off his knee. Do you remember that play?
I recognize the name, but I may have missed him blocking it.
Yeah, so he broke his stick, and then it looked like they were playing down a man. It looked like a 5-on-4 because he didn't have a stick. And then he goes and blocks a shot off his knee, and he's hobbling around. So it pretty much is a 5-on-4, and the Canucks still couldn't capitalize. Hedl ended up overpassing to Hronek, and then that stopped the play, and then he was able to go back to the bench, and it restarted everything. There were so many chances in this game for them to win. Okay, great. They won 2-0. This game wouldn't have gone to that point if they capitalized on the power play, which is just horrendous. And passing in terms of chemistry and all of that, it just seemed out of sync. It just seemed the game was sloppy. Anaheim wasn't playing very well either, but at the same time, the Canucks, it could have gone either way. But the Canucks had much more chances than the Ducks in the game, with exception of one call that I think I have in my notes somewhere. Ratu got tripped and it wasn't called. Like it was you saw the stick between his feet and he got tripped. I think that was in the third. And then another thing is, there was, I think his name's Tim Washi on the Ducks. He was left open for 2 shots in the second. Like you don't let that shit happen. Just kind of like in the San Jose game the other day. I think it was it Eklund or Celebrini or someone just walked like pretty much east-west in front of the goalie and got off shots. Like, where the hell is the defense? Like, Marcus Pettersson is really not doing himself any justice right now. Like, it's just people are bashing on him because he's just making these miscues. I don't know what to say. And then there was also one more penalty that should have been called. Dorsal tripped Garland in the third. And there was no call on that. And then just before the whole 2-minute thing, there was, I think the Ducks called a timeout, and Adam Foote sent out Bluger, Kampf, and Carlson. Like that's a really weird line. But that was just before when PD had that big hit that you were talking about. After the whistle. But yeah, that goal should have been reviewed. And then as of the open netter, like the empty netter at the end, PD missed the open net. He should have waited. And then on the next play, or just before, on the next play, there was a group of 4 Canucks near the blue line, not knowing what to do, not knowing what they're doing. If the Ducks made a quick pass and rushed it, they could have just tied the game at that point. Like it just, I don't know what it could have. This game could have slipped, to be very honest. I was talking to Justin Credible, and he was saying, "Oh, the Canucks might pull it off." And then when I saw that clump of Canucks players just in the middle by the blue line, I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" Like you're up a goal, the net's empty on the other end. Shouldn't you be going towards your defense and forcing them to back away to win the game? Because players obviously are going to play to win. They're not going to play to lose. So it seemed like they're playing to lose. And there was 46 seconds left at that point. So yeah, that's kind of all the notes I had. And I thought the Garland penalty was kind of too much, but yeah, those are some of my notes.
Well, I'm glad you had some, because I didn't really jot any down. I was all, memory from what I watched. I did want to go back because Duo had a question in particular for me, since we're on the topic of Garland. He goes, really want to know what Tyler thinks about trading Garland. I know he's a fan. Pointless in 12 games. I'm still on the fence about trading Garland. And I know he's pointless in the last 12 games. And, he could be a easy trade chip that could get, a decent, return. But I still want to keep him just for that veteran presence. And, you and I have both had conversations about him being like a leader in the locker room. And I do think that would be a bit of a blow if we lost him.
To be very honest right now, he looks checked out. He doesn't look like he wants to be here. And right now he has no trade protection. So he's just doing whatever is, at par, whatever is needed. And that's it. Like he's not doing the whole JT Miller and giving up on the play, but you can see there's no jump in his game. He's not really, you don't see that vintage Garland anymore. Like always being that pest, being that player that other teams hate playing against. Like you don't see that as much. And I think it's affected him. I think the last time he scored, it was in December. I think it was the end of December. And he's just fallen off. And I think, with Huggy leaving, it's done like a huge number on him. Like I think mentally for him, like I'm huge on mental health, and I think for Garland, he's missing something. Like he's missing something on the team, someone that he can fall off on, and he doesn't have that anymore. So, with Huggy around, they can hype each other up. They can talk about hockey. They can, whatever in their off time, just to get whatever stress that he has off his back. But I don't think Garland has that right now. So it feels like he just needs a restart. He needs like a fresh start somewhere. And if, management is willing to listen, might as well just let him start fresh somewhere else, because he doesn't have that no trade kick in until July 1st. Because I'm for sure going to tell you, if they keep Garland, by the time that new contract kicks in, he's going to be asking for a trade out of Vancouver. Like there's going to be no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's fair. I have noticed feels kind of checked out. And actually, I think I just saw today, I think it might have been an article on Canucks Army, something about Minnesota being interested in Garland. And I think that if they traded him to Minnesota, that would kickstart him because he'd be playing with Quinn again. But
you're true. But the assets coming back is the issue, right?
Yeah.
Because Garland is definitely worth a lot more than what Minnesota can actually offer.
Yeah, because we already got their first. And he's definitely worth the first. So, yeah, I guess Minnesota doesn't really have the assets to acquire him.
I mean, if anything, you can look at, relationship wise. Could Philly use someone like Garland? Because then Talkett is there, and Garland pretty much has said, Talkett's like a dad to him, because when he was a rookie, he went to Arizona or Phoenix, like that was his coach, got him to where he was, got him that work ethic and all of that. And when he came to Vancouver, he was really excited about it because, that was his first NHL coach, right? So Philly could be another option. But if management will do him right, they'll probably talk to him and they'll ask Garland and say, hey, where do you want to go if we trade you? Or, hey, this team's asking about you. Would you be interested? just as a courtesy. Like they don't have to because he has no trade clause. Like his no trade clause doesn't kick in until next season. But out of respect, kind of like with Hughes, like out of respect, you know, they asked him and they said, "Hey, these are your options," and then that's how they found Mini, right? But like I think Swervin was saying, yeah, Mini has to make the money work, so it could potentially be. You know what? Like if it was a 3-team deal, I see it working for Mini. So Minnesota would have to give up something else to another team that brokers the trade. So that team would give a first that the Canucks take and broker whatever, you know, for Garland. And then the Canucks would probably retain a bit of salary. That's the only way they can get an actual first for him. So if they're looking for a first this year, or are they looking for an actual, you know, prospect? Yeah. But we definitely have to for that.
Does Minnesota have their first for next season?
I believe so. Let me go check.
Yeah.
I love how I have this computer now that I can actually check things as opposed to like thinking off my head.
Yeah. But yeah, if they do have their first round pick for next year, that could maybe be a possibility. But of course, it would be next year's first rounder. But I do actually like your idea of like a 3-team swap.
Yeah.
And then, but the question is, you know, obviously we would want a first round pick, but what about like a prospect or an asset that the Canucks would likely want as well on top of that?
Okay. Am I able to share screen? I think I can, right?
Yeah, and then I think I just have to pop it.
Oh, but it has to be slides and images and stuff.
But Elfrin says Mini does have their first round.
Okay. Is it on right now?
It's not showing up. Here, let me retry.
Is it showing up?
No, even though I have it clicked.
Because I have a tab content is being shared.
Yeah, it's not showing up for some reason.
Sorry, chat. We're trying to work out the kinks right now. Okay, you know what? I'll send you the link and then you can bring it up. How's that?
All right. But Elfrin does say that Minnesota does have their first round for next year. So that confirms that.
Shit.
Harry, I don't think there's any way Anaheim will give up Gauthier for Garland. There's no way. As much as I would love that, but there's no way.
Yeah, because Minnesota actually has their first round of bro, it won't let me
yeah, it won't show, the link won't show up. Here,
there you go.
Did it work?
Okay, so they don't even have their second of this year. They only have a third, fourth, so they have their third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, and an extra fifth from San Jose. And the extra one from San Jose was when they sent off Kalen Addison for Adam Raska. And then if you look at the actual depth chart on the team, are there any prospects that you can take off their hand? Because right now, just looking at their lineup, they'll obviously need their lineup to go for the run. So pretty much any of their roster players right now that they have, I don't think they're going to let go of unless there's a UFA. And the only, let's see here. So Tarasenko is a UFA. They're going to need him for the run. Zuccarello is also UFA. Marcus Johansson. But to be very honest, like the Canucks are not going to go for anyone without term. So if you go down and look at their minor leagues, is there anyone that could potentially be someone that you can bring over? And I'm looking at their non-roster forwards, and yeah, I don't know. I would have to look at some of their stats. There are a couple of centers there that are under the age of 25 that would work out. I think the only person I would be really interested, but he's a little old on the older side. Actually, never mind. Let's scratch that. Yeah, I don't think Anaheim would work, to be very honest.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the
okay. While you get that up, I'm just going to go through some of the chat and see if I can answer some of the questions. I don't think I said hi to Harry. He just came in. Rain, Bobby, Alfred. Duo's been here since the beginning. There's Alfred or Irvin. Rain's just finished ranting about Garland on Russell's open house. I would like to hear some of that later if you don't mind, or maybe I'll just go rewatch Russell's stream. Let's see here.
There we go.
So Alfred is saying Garland for a first and maybe an asset. I could potentially see that happening. But who would give up for, like, because the reason why I would say okay to this is because Garland has term, and the term is actually pretty good. You're 6x6, he will be 35 by the time the contract ends. So with that, it definitely deserves a first, and then an extra asset, some sort of prospect. He's definitely no Quinn Hughes, no, I don't know who else. Breadman, Panarin. Like Panarin's gonna get like a first and like two prospects. Yeah. It'd be like maybe a first, a second, and a prospect. I would say,
and a prospect, yeah. Yeah, and the Rangers are trying to trade him by the Olympic break.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
I'd be surprised if they did. That seems like a post-Olympic trade.
Yeah, because I mean, even with Kane, I think a lot of the speculation is that it would be post-Olympics, that 1 week that all teams have before the deadline, because you're trying to acquire as much cap space, right? So, I mean, obviously the Canucks are trying to get rid of Kane before the Olympic break, so he's off the books, even if they retain, right? But for the team that is getting him, they don't have to pay him until after the Olympic break. So the Olympic break, then they're still being paid, even though they're on rest, right? So that's why it seemed more likely that the trade will happen post-Olympic. And teams will try to accrue as much cap space as possible, so they can use at the deadline, right? And then I think Swerve and Irvin was saying Minnie wants to keep their powder dry. They haven't extended Quinn yet. Yeah, that would also be another thing. But I can see Minnesota going for an additional maybe one or two pieces, maybe one big fish. But the biggest problem is cap space. But by next season, I think it jumps to 104. So you technically have an extra 9 million that you can work with, right? And if Quinn goes for, let's say, I don't know, I have a feeling that with his relationship with Billy G, he'll probably, it might be like in the 14-15 range. I mean, Kaprizov signed for 16, and that's a huge chunk already. But to have 104 or 105 in your cap space, having two of those players it's fine. You just have to solidify the team with more role players, right? And then I think they should be fine. Justin, incredible. Three-team trade, double retention. You can't do that anymore because the CBA changed that as of the beginning of this season. And also, if you have double retention, you technically need 75 days in between trades in order to have double retention. And there's not enough. There's less than 75 days before playoffs start or the deadline. So there's no way for the double retention to actually work out now. If they did it early in the season, yeah, it would have been fine.
Alfred asks, do you think Kane is worth at least a second rounder? Gerald, I'll let you go first.
In the beginning, I said yes. At this point right now, it's tough. I think they'd be lucky if they got a third. And to be very honest, they would have won this trade because, yeah, they had to pay Kane up until the trade deadline, but just for that time, they jumped from a fourth to a third, right? Mm-hmm. That's already enough. But because of the potential trade bidding war that might happen with the Avs, Stars, or maybe even the Kings, I don't think the Kings will go for it, but maybe. But just the Avs and the Stars themselves, it could get pushed up to a second. But the retention definitely needs to be there. So $2.5 million retained. I believe if they threw in a second with salary retained, the Canucks might have to throw in like, I don't know, a sixth or a fifth to get that second.
Yeah, which I would say would be okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I thought earlier on maybe he was worth a second, but I'd be surprised if they got a third. I kind of was like, maybe they'll probably get like a fourth what they paid for him back, because it seems like that's what the team wants. At the very least, they want at least a fourth. If not obviously more, but that's like their bottom. They're not like the opposite of ceiling. That's where they're drawing the line, is like at least a fourth. Nothing less than a fourth is what they want in return. So yeah, I'm thinking at best, hopefully a third. I'd be fine, honestly, with a fourth. Just, I mean, my take on him. I just want him gone.
Yeah.
I just want that 5.1 million off the books. So at this point, I'm almost at a point now where I'm like, just get anything for him. So.
Sorry, it just feels weird with the blue and this hat. I might as well just wear what I intended to wear on the stream, is to match the Chinese New Year's logo. What do you think?
Looking fresh. I feel underdressed now.
Any other questions in the chat right now that we should be going for? Let's see here. Duolingo, just ship out all of the vets. I want a full rebuild. No PD, no Besser, no Garland, no Demko, no EP20. No. You mean
MP29.
MP29. Just shop them all.
So Duo wants.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, yeah. There's another one. Isildur, Philly, Boston, and Seattle, 12, 13, 14. I would like that 13th pick for the lotto draw. Look at them teams. Are they? Is he saying that that's the order it is
I'm not sure.
in the standings? I'm just gonna go take a look.
Is that what you're?
I think he's looking at the standings and seeing in reverse order what it'd be like. Let me just take a look here.
Yeah, I think that's the standings right now. But Justin has something here real quick while you look for that. Too Wild, Garland, 25% retain, approximately 3.7 million cap hit, doable for Wild without touching their core for a playoff push. He says to the Canucks, Danila Yurov, a 2026 second round from Mini, and a 2026 fourth from Chicago. So Chicago would be like the third team involved in the trade. And then to Chicago would be a 2026 third round pick from Vancouver.
You know, I think right now, what the team should be looking at is how to get a couple of second round picks, like high second round picks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're able to get 2 nearby second round picks in the top, let's say 10. I haven't done the research. Don't, call me on this, but wouldn't it be nice to have the Ruck twins on the team? Like you got some Canadian boys, I think the BC boys, growing up cheering on the Canucks, and to have the twins, the actual Sedin twins, mentor them, because these kids are, I think they're projected to like 90 points this year. They have pretty much identical scoring like points wise this season. Obviously the brother that is the center is more the playmaker, and I think he's ranked a little higher, but yeah, that would be crazy. Like if they were able to get a pair of seconds and trade those to match up with their own second, then they can draft the brothers together, right? And that'd be something. It'd be another addition, because the last time this happened was 1999. So, in almost, it'd be the 2026 draft. So, it'd be what, like 15 years later? Sorry, 17 years later. Sorry, no.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be 27 years later. My bad. My math is terrible.
And I've been hearing a lot about these Ruck twins, over the last couple of days. I haven't really looked into it too much. Just so I, know, where are they like projected to be drafted? Is it the second round?
Yeah, it would be early second round. At most, depending on how they end the season, I think the ceiling they were saying is probably like really low first round, like the 30-ish, or like the top 10 second round. Yeah.
Because remember, the Canucks do have that late first. I mean, not the Minnesota one, but they're technically their second round pick. I think Dave Hull confirmed that it's technically a first round pick, but at the very end of the first round, because of the Ottawa draft thing, like them losing their first round pick. So that maybe they could work something around where, if they're going late in the first or early second, just get another pick around that area, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Seeing if you can, trade up or something. And then, maybe draft those 2 twins. Draft them back to back. Or you could use that second round pick that's becoming a late first to draft one of them, and then try and trade up at, during the draft to get that second one.
I mean, that's gonna be some sort of like Brian Burke magic, right? I'm just not too sure if JR is able to do that, or if PA is actually. Yeah, I don't know, who knows. But yo, can you just highlight the last comment that Swervin Irvin had put up? 11:15. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. I would love that. That would be hilarious, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. After the Sharks game, I was talking with Just Incredible, Jordan from Uncensored, and then a bunch of there's an old colleague of mine that I bumped into at the game. I actually might throw the video on Instagram. So at the end of the game, it wasn't like "Go Canucks go." It was like I think they said, "We want the number one pick. We want the number one pick." And I didn't realize that was him. He was sitting a few rows in front of me. And then not until I got to the Shark Club, I saw him. I went up to him. I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "You didn't recognize me at the arena, did you?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, we want the number one pick. I was like, "Oh my God, that's you." So I went to my phone and looked at it. I was like, holy shit. Because I was so jet lagged. I just got back at noon that day, and I pretty much didn't really even watch the game. Like, Justin and I just walked around the arena, chatted. We sat there for the third period, but for the first two periods, I was doing the whole camera issue, and I was really pissed off and all of that, and so I didn't notice it. But for them, they were saying that they brought up the tank for Hughes. So when Jack Hughes was first that year, they screwed themselves. They could have gotten Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes. Well, they could have brought in Jack Hughes if they tanked that year. It was lose for Hughes. So this year, what is it? I think Just Incredible was saying cash in.
Yeah, cash in for Gavin.
Cash in for Gavin, yeah. And cause a ruckus. Love it.
Yeah. Speaking of McKenna, apparently, where is it? I just had it.
Fuck, this is getting hot.
The Rusk played with McKenna last season.
Yeah,
apparently.
So that would be pretty sick, to be honest. Like it would be, yeah. If we could get the Rux and McKenna, what? I think Alfred mistyped it. Kakena would be a sick line, yeah.
Yeah, who's Gavin Kakena? Is that Gavin's twin brother? So there would be two sets of twins? Yeah. In conjunction with Crazy Pete Go Canucks Go chance.
Yeah, dude,
oh wow. From Vegas, from Las Vegas, baby.
The Godfather.
Now, if you will, from Vegas, baby. Sorry, that was my little Dusty Rhodes impression. Clay knows what I'm talking about.
Hey Clay, how do I look? Is this clean? Is this fresh? Am I ready to start up the channel?
Oh, speaking of that, apparently Duo was asking, are those rumors true that there's a new Canucks channel coming to YouTube in the near future? Just
I would say that. Yeah, I'm gonna say I have a lot of content that's ready. I just need to edit it. Waiting for an actual better laptop to come in. I ordered it. The one that I'm using right now is super slow. That's why the stream that we did the other day was a little lagging, and I need something that's I can actually edit videos. So that one, let's say March of this year. So we have just over a month. And if it's early, I'll let you guys know. I'm sure Tyler will help me promote it a bit. I'm sure Clay will help me a little bit, and we'll go from there. I think what I'm trying to focus on is mainly I'll probably go to some of the games and interview a lot of the other teams' fans, and that's how I'm gonna go along the lines. And the Sharks one, I got some really good content, and hopefully with other teams coming in, we'll get more content like that, and maybe like a stream once a week. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah. Another one from Connect Clay. I guess all it takes for the Canucks to win is for me to leave town. Went to In-N-Out tonight and talked to some Golden Knights fan.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's too bad. It's too bad Clay leaves on the
looking good, both of you.
I need to do a Clay.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
It's too bad he's not there until he's leaving on the 2nd, I think. The Canucks go to Vegas on the 4th, I believe. So it's but Clay was saying on the stream yesterday, he's already seen the Canucks lose twice in Vegas, so he doesn't need to see it for the 3rd time, I think.
yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah, like what we were talking about at the start, while Clay's been in Vegas, I de-aged by 10 years, and I didn't even need CGI or anything like that. Just a razor.
Yeah, you should just keep it clean shaved every day. And I already see the stubble. Like, when did you shave? Yeah. You just shave this morning?
Last night.
It's already grown out. Like, it's like,
yeah. And I used a electric razor to start, and then I used like a disposable to like finish it off. But and by the way, Sam's pissed about it. She hates it when I'm clean, because I look so much younger, and then she's like, I married a baby. But that's her issue. But yeah, which was the complete opposite when her and I first started dating. She hated me with a beard, and now it's like vice versa.
Yeah. No, I mean, both of you are still young, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. And honestly, age is just a number. Mm-hmm. So whatever your heart feels your age is, that's what your age is, I would say.
This is a good one from Clay. The Golden Knights fans were humble, bragging that they already have 7 banners up: Stanley Cup, 2 conference, 4 division, and all we Canuck fans have is the hope of winning the draft lottery. Yeah. Okay, they have 7 banners. Shouldn't they have 8 banners? 1 for LTIR.
Yeah. They play a dirty game, but I don't know. Like, we call it dirty, but they're just smart. They just You don't hate the player, you hate the game, and they played the game. So you got to give respect to them. But in response to that, I have to give a shout out to this person that I interviewed yesterday, or sorry, after the Sharks game. I think her name is Jackie. And
I think you were mentioning her name on the last post game.
Yeah, her name is Jackie. She's from the Bay Area, and I absolutely loved what she said about how she got through the 6 years. So, in regards to what the Golden Knight fans said, is all the Canucks fans have is hope of winning the draft. At least there's hope, right? If there's no hope, like, that's, I think, for the Canucks, in the previous few years, it's all been like, oh, we are all Canucks, we like all in, like all this marketing BS that I think is like, what are you trying to sell us? Like, right now, okay, finally, you use the word rebuild, is at least there is some sort of hope. Because there's passionate fans. Like, one passionate fan I can tell you that's in the chat right now is just incredible. Like, this guy bleeds Canucks. Like he's one of those hardcore fans that will stick with the team, but at the same time, he is one of those people that wants the team to do well. And he sees it in the long run. So if whatever fans that are watching this or whatever fans that are out there, seriously, like for the long run, the rebuild is good. There are fans that still don't understand that don't understand tanking. And Jordan has given me a whole he's given me so much shit that it's to a point where I don't want to talk to him. No, but we're still friends. We're good. But it's just I hate it because he's making me sound like I separate fans as the team tank and the non-team tank. I'm in the middle, for God's sakes. I'm trying to make both sides understand that it doesn't have to be team tank, but it doesn't have to be like, we want the team to win. Oh my God, they're losing. Because obviously you're not going to go to the games to watch them to lose, right? So they're going to lose the seats. And Aquilini basically wants bums in seats. And he's not going to get that if the team is doing poorly. That's why he never wanted to use the word rebuild. So at this moment right now, fans, at least, like I will go to the games because I'm I share season tickets with a few friends. But even if I wasn't a season ticket holder, I would still want to go watch the game. I would still want to see the team play, especially with the new kids. Like tonight, I was very excited for Lekaramaki and Ogrim, but they still need time to click because they clicked as juniors, but it's time for them to show that they can click in the NHL. So just give them some time. Like it will be exciting hockey soon. And as long as you have the patience, they will sell you the hope. They will give you the hope. And especially if, they get down to the draft and at least get a top 3 pick, you get a good player in return. And hopefully what we're talking about the Ruck twins or, if there are other pieces that we can add from that top first round pick to the mid first round pick from the Minnesota pick, and then another couple from the early second rounds, this can turn around really quickly. So have some hope. I'm trying to pass on the hope. They might be losing now, but they'll win eventually. They won't continue to lose forever, is what Jackie told me. That's what got her through the 6 years. They'll lose right now, but they're not going to lose for a decade. And thankfully, after 6 years, they started climbing up. And now you have the likes of Will Smith. You have Macklin Celebrini, who was a hometown North fan, someone that lives near Tyler, that we could have gotten if we did the tank. I think that was the Tocchet year. That Tocchet came in and gave us a bump, and we missed it. I mean, if we lost one more game, I think we could have bumped up and even gotten to second, but still, we wouldn't have gotten Macklin Celebrini. And I think at that point, even Celebrini was saying that a rebuild should be done, and I think he wanted to play for the Canucks. So, luck is something that we can't control. So at this point right now, all we can do is let them play organically. If they win, great, be happy for them, because that's what that side or the non-team tank wants, and you get to see some wins. But if they lose, then the team tank people are happy. So the way I see it is get to the trade deadline, trade away the vets, get as much, trade equity as you can, and, make some good picks. Like, you need your scouts to do their work. And if you're able to land, let's say McKenna, I don't know what the mid lower round picks for the Minnesota would be, but if you can get
late 20s or something like that.
Yeah. So if you can get like a late first round or a couple early second rounds and get the Ruck brothers, I'd be happy. You should be happy, because at least there is a future, and that is the hope that you have that you can look forward to, right?
Yeah. And I actually was just thinking, thinking about like the Ruck brothers, and Connor Garland. What if we did like a draft day trade involving Garland to try and get the Ruck brothers? Use Garland as a piece because his no move doesn't kick in until July 1st.
Correct.
So the draft will obviously be before July 1st. So if you could try and use Garland to, get whichever pick ends up being, like I said, we already have that late second round, or no, early second round that could potentially be, a end of the round, first round pick. And say the second brother is early in the second. See if you can try and trade Garland to a team that will have that pick. I know you can't really tell until like at least the lottery, but then try and maybe use Garland as a chip to get the Ruck brothers.
Because to be very honest right now, like they need, so any team that actually is a contender that trades for whatever, like say for Kane or for whatever players that are on the block right now. I personally would prefer a second round pick because how the draft system goes. So the Canucks will get the first, but they'll get the last pick in the second round, correct?
I believe
so.
Yeah.
That means whatever contending team first round is going to be a very late first round, but their second round is also very high. So what the Canucks did with with Sherwood and the Sharks is get that second is because, when they flip it around, they'll select higher in the second round. So it doesn't matter if they got a first or a second. I mean, it's still depends on how the Sharks do, right? So if the Sharks make it to the playoffs, I think they were in the wild card one at one point. They make it into the playoffs. It's going to be a high first. Actually, it'll be a low first, but a high second. So that's what they're bidding on, to have that become a high second. That's why they're like, okay, cool, we'll give you Sherwood for the second. And it was that prospect, I can't remember what his name is. Riley?
Cole Clayton.
Cole Clayton, okay.
As Clay would say, one of the best names.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if you're able to target a contending team to give you a second for whatever pieces you have left, like obviously like Bluger is not gonna fetch you a second, but if you, and even Bluger's contract is not that high, even if you retain and throw in an extra pick to a contending team and get a second, amazing. Kane, if you can get a second, throw in those whatever picks, the bottom ones. Rarely do those picks mean anything anyways. Just trade up, get as, load up on as many seconds as you can. And if you're able to get some first, great. Or you load up on your seconds and you just turn those seconds into first. I think we're golden. I think we need at least, between the first and second round, if you're able to get a total of, let's say 4 to 5. Right now we have 2 firsts, and you said a late first or early second. We have our second, and that's 4. So yeah, if you're able to get 6 in the first 2 rounds, you're good to go. And this so-called hybrid retool rebuild could be done in 3 years. Like they might even make the playoffs next year and contend by the 3rd year. So that is the hope that I'm trying to sell you. And I hope you guys, bear with the team. I mean, I've bared with the team for so long. I even interviewed Canuck Clay's friends from church the other night at the game. And she's been watching the Canucks since the 23-24 playoffs. And it's interesting to see how she views it because she's considered a newer Canuck fan. And even though, it's only been a few years, she's still going to games. She still has a jersey on her. So if someone like that can do it, why can't you continue to cheer on the Canucks right now? Like that's what I'm trying to sort of sell, that hope, that positivity. and throw it out there so you guys can not give up so fast.
Absolutely. Irvin mentioned the talk-up bump was 22-23, so it was the Bedard.
He's right.
Yeah, just wanted to.
He's right.
Yeah. But in the 24 playoff run, Celebrini was in attendance, and he said, like, this team should rebuild. That was just prior to him being drafted. So I do remember seeing that on social media the other day, them talking about it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to look into these Ruck twins a lot more because I'm definitely intrigued by what very little that I've seen so far, pop up on my social media. But who knows? Maybe I'll reach out to Dave Hall, get his word on the Ruck brothers. Because all we've really been talking about is Malhotra, obviously McKenna, Stenberg, some of the like top 5 in the draft, but no one's really talking about like after like the top 5 and you're on like Caleb Malhotra. There's not a whole lot of focus on like the second round, and they said this is a very deep draft too.
It is,
but obviously all eyes are on the first round, but perhaps there could be some studs there in the second round, like the Ruck brothers, and so forth. So I'll definitely look into them a lot more because I'm definitely intrigued by another set of twins. We also have one of the siblings has already been drafted by the Canucks. Don't forget there's Viggo Bjork, who's going to be drafted this year, and he's the brother of Wilson Bjork, who was drafted by the Canucks. I believe it was last year's draft.
Last season. Last draft. And
I believe Canucks could be high on him too. Although I think he might be a first round. He might go in the first.
He's a first round. He's definitely a first round.
Yeah. So imagine.
I mean, they'd be lucky if they fell down to the wild pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll even fall that far down.
No, I don't think he will either. I think he's top 15 at least, maybe even top 10. Like they're saying I think right now, last I heard, obviously, they're saying Malhotra's definitely a top 10. Bjork could be in that range as well. Top 10 to top 15. So I'm not too sure if the Canucks could be able to get Bjork with that Minnesota pick. But I believe Dave Hall did mention that Bjork could be a like potential if they lose out on like McKenna or I actually know what? I think Bjork might be potentially top 5 if I'm not mistaken. I was looking at an article because he was listing like basically, and I did a video on it too. Basically saying that, like if the Canucks miss out on McKenna or Stenberg and they pick third, Bjork could be a third pick. The Canucks.
But that's a little high for him, though.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah,
true. But he was just
if that's the case,
suggestion.
Okay, to be very honest, if that scenario actually pops up, you hear it first here. Like I am actually going to say it out there. So Tyler, clip it.
Clip that.
If the Canucks fall to third, and the options are given, like if a team is wanting a specific player, because it's honestly D-man heavy in the top. Mm-hmm. I would say 15. Why not trade that pick down, get 2 first-round picks? If you're able to like throw someone else, like trade like a Hoglander or I don't know who needs a fresh start, but if you're able to throw in someone, get 2 first-round picks and move down, and you can get potentially 2 deep draft first-round picks. I would be down for that. Would you trade down if you got third? If you had the third pick, let's not even say the third pick. if for some odd reason like last year, you have a team just like the Islanders that was like that jump up 10 spots, get the first, and another team like Utah that jumps up, gets the second. And all of a sudden, the Canucks were third. They dropped down to fifth. Would you trade that fifth round pick and get an extra one? Let's say you get a fifth and a 10th and your Minnesota pick. You get 3 first round picks just to trade down maybe a couple spots. I'd do it. Would you?
I mean, if that was the scenario, I mean, you could get Caleb Malhotra if that happened.
Yeah, you could get, because the problem is if that next person, if you get the 5th overall pick, and you know that 5th overall pick is not going to be Malhotra, and you know that other team is going for some D-man, you know the next 2 teams are going to it, and you drop down, you get another pick. You can get Malhotra and I don't know,
probably Bjork.
The Bjork brother.
Yeah.
And then whatever that is down on the Minnesota pick. Because I just looked at the standings. Damn, man. Minnesota's won a lot of games in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I looked at Minnesota, like they weren't where they are. They're top 2 in the league right now.
Yeah, they're
crazy, man.
They're one of the best teams in the league right now.
There's like that pick is gonna be somewhere near like God, it's gonna be like the lowest it's gonna be is probably like 25.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And imagine if Quinn Hughes wins the cup. Imagine Quinn Hughes wins the cup. That pick turns into 32nd, the last pick of the first round. That's like a high second for Quinn Hughes. Can you stomach that? They traded Quinn Hughes for the first second round pick and Rossi, Ogren, and Zeev Boom. I mean, still that package is pretty good, but still, instead of like a actual first round pick, you're getting like a second. That's why I said on your stream before, I said they should have. I mean, they don't do it anymore, but they should have made a condition. If they make it past whatever that pick becomes something else, or they have to tack on a second or tack on a third or something like that. But yeah. Anyways, I rambled on a little bit. Let's go into the comments. Let's go to chat because there's actually a lot of comments that have come through.
All right, let's see. Okay, I already did
I
that
think
one.
at 11:23. 11:23. I think Duolingo was asking. I think I answered that. Like, you don't want to make a. Would you prefer? Yeah. If you want to draft number 1 or prefer number 2, so we don't make a mistake and end up another Nail Yakupov. Well, what would you think? I mean, to be honest, in this draft, there is no wrong choice. Hopefully,
no.
But I think both of them will somehow.
I mean, if you're 1 or 2, I think it's a win-win. You know, whether you pick first or second, it's a win-win because we both know it's going to be either McKenna or Stenberg.
Yeah.
So, I personally, I don't have a preference. I just want. I mean, it would be also pretty cool to get first overall because that's never happened for the Canucks. So there's that part of it. But
technically, they did.
Technically, they traded it.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, like keeping it though would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly, if it were between McKenna and Stenberg, there is no, right or best answer. It's like I'd be satisfied with either one. 1 or 2. Justin, anyone expecting Panarin to Vegas? I would not be surprised if that did happen.
I wouldn't be surprised either. But the problem is they don't have the assets for it. Look at them. Vegas. Oh my God. I need to pull this up. I don't think they have a first round pick in the next 5 years. let's see here. VGK. So for the next, actually, they have a first round in 2028. But they've traded away their last, God, I don't even know how many, 5 or 6 first round picks in the last few years.
Yeah, they have.
So if a team is willing to take their 2028, like say if New York is willing to take a second and their 2028 first for Panarin, then maybe that might work out. But who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, because they traded their 2027 first round pick for Anderson.
Yeah. And no one's
Although,
surprised with that.
Although they got a conditional second round pick, I'm not exactly sure what the conditions are on the 2028 second round pick. So weather is this is from Clay. Weather is good. Justin, 15 to 20 degrees. Talking about the weather in Vegas. Anyway, keep up the great work, guys. We'll watch for a bit more before taking a stroll.
Thanks
That
for
was at
dropping by,
11:25. So yeah. So Clay sees this later. Yeah. Thanks for dropping by, buddy. Really appreciate it, man. And hope you enjoy your vacation. And remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Not for Clay. Clay is in Vegas so much, it's not even funny. Like he's there 3 times a year.
Oh, yeah. I still give my dad grief for not taking me to Vegas for my 21st birthday. I still hold that over him. Missed opportunity, Dad. Missed opportunity. Father and son trip to Vegas.
Honestly, it's not as hyped out to what it is.
Mm-hmm. Still mind blowing.
But right now, you know what? But you know what? Right now, a lot of the casinos in Vegas are taking Canadian dollars at par, 1 for 1. So, you can consider that, Tyler. If you want to do a boys trip, I'm down. We just have to send Sam somewhere else.
Well, hey, she wants to go to Toronto this summer for a concert, so
dude, Vegas is hot in the summer.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how long they're gonna have it on for, but I would love to go see the Backstreet Boys in Vegas.
They'll still be around during the summer, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. We should grab both Irvin and Justin, do like a boys trip to Vegas.
Yeah, we could.
I'd be down. I'd be down for that. Irvin, Justin, hint.
Yeah, I don't think Irvin is down. I know Irvin won't be down. But who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. Still mind blowing that Speaking of Irvin, still mind blowing that Anaheim gifted Shea Theodore to Vegas because the Ducks wanted to protect Kevin Bieksa. Yeah. Vegas really lucked out on Theodore.
Yeah, for sure.
By the way, apparently Bieksa was at the game tonight, so that was pretty cool.
Did you see it was on X of Bieksa telling the fans he's got this. It was in the second period.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That was a pretty cool video.
Yeah, I believe it was Canucks Army that posted it. And then I believe he replied to it.
He retweeted it. Yeah.
Yeah, he retweeted it. But yeah, that was pretty cool to see BX at the game. I mean, I will say I have reached out to Juice, so we'll see on that front.
Hey, speaking of reaching out, I actually reached out to no, I didn't reach out, but I spoke to Crazy P.
Oh,
And I think Crazy P would be an interesting sort of personality that to do an interview, because the thing is, after talking to him, he's been getting a lot of, like, people have been trolling him, and I don't like my whole rant earlier is another reason why, like, Canucks fans are great, but Canucks Twitter or Canucks X can get very toxic, even Instagram. And for someone like Crazy P that is a hype man for the Canucks, you have to understand that he's just doing his job. So for you trolls out there giving him grief, or, you know, it's uncalled for. Honestly, it's uncalled for. And when I talked to Crazy P about doing an interview of some sort, he said he didn't want to strictly because of those trolls. And I want to make it so he can say what he truly wants to say and not get trolled. And I believe, we're part of the CCC. I mean, even though this is Tyler's channel, but at the same time, we are part of the CCC, and we believe in, passing on positivity. And we're trying to be, as optimistic as we can. So that's why I think Crazy P would be a great guest. And just to get that energy that he has, you see him at the game hitting the drum and doing all that, blowing the whistle. Like, he's someone that I admire, because he does that game in, game out, no matter if they're up 4-0 or they're down like 4-0. Like, he's there doing it. So if Crazy P, if you're watching this, like I said to you in person, I would love to interview you at some point. I told him I'll be doing a new channel, and hopefully, if he's up for it, I'm going to invite him, and he'd be one of the first guests, because I need some positivity to start off with, and he would be the perfect candidate for it.
Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to him and can get him on, and then you and I can both we do have him on with you as well. You can do one of those as well if you want.
Yeah.
We were talking about the conditions for the second round pick for Vegas. Rain, thank you very much for letting us know about this. But the conditional second becomes a first if Vegas wins the cup. So Calgary would get a first round pick if Vegas wins the cup.
See, why didn't we do a conditional for Quinn? Like, if Quinn resigns, we would get another first. Like,
but Justin has
seriously
speaking of Quinn, Justin, this is pretty funny. Can you imagine if the draft was centralized, Alvin and JR going up to the podium to make the franchise's first overall pick? Thank you to Buffalo for hosting, and congrats to the Minnesota Wild and Quinn Hughes for winning their first Stanley Cup. Oh, man.
That'd be hilarious.
Justin, that hurts to say out loud, but that is freaking hilarious. Trying to look at some more comments here.
There's a lot. Justin's been commenting a lot.
Well, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is a cautionary tale. What happens when you drop a position instead of best player available? Yeah. And I think everyone, at least who's followed and watched the channel, knows my take on Kotkaniemi. So,
Rain, as a Canucks fan, we all know that. And the player that is our Kotkaniemi,
a Levy.
It's the other juice. It's the OJ.
Yeah.
Betting. He picked OJ ahead of Kachuk. That's how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he needed a defenseman. Like,
OJ is not even around anymore.
No, I think he's overseas somewhere.
Mhm. I see what you mean by Justin. Aquilini needs to be smacked in the face with a neon sign to get the message just how far we are and just how crucial this period is for the future of the team, especially in this deep draft. Yeah. I think I saw something earlier on social media. It was from Connect News Summaries. I believe it was down at the bottom. They were saying something about them potentially buying the land that was across the street from the arena and building like a practice facility there. And then apparently Luigi said, no, we don't do that, or something along those lines. That's not an actual quote, but yeah, I saw that and I was like, seriously? Like, you had an opportunity there. Now, I don't know like the laws and whatnot when it comes to like real estate. I'm not a real estate guru or person, but the fact that some people within the organization suggested it and they said no.
No, because I think I don't know entirely, but the land across from Rogers Arena is First Nations Plaza that they're looking at. So where the casino is and where Harbor Entertainment, like that complex is, they could have done that a while ago, but I believe it's First Nations land, so it'd be leased land. And I think with their experience, because I know the Aquilinis bought, they developed Seymour Village, which is in Deep Cove, and that is the Tsleil-Waututh Nation's land, so it's leased land, and I don't think it's sold very well. So I don't know how they look at it, because they would be the tenants of that, and they wouldn't outright own it. And the Aquilinis really want something that is theirs, like actual, because, but to be very honest, like it's 99 years. Like, are the Aquilinis? Well, I mean, maybe their next generation will be around, but I think it has to do with the financing also, because for like I used to be in banking, and it's very hard to get financing for lease land. And I think with the Aquilinis, they obviously have to balance out everything, and they will borrow from the banks or borrow, large amounts of money to do an investment, to do real estate. So with that said, that is one of probably the reasons why they never move forward for that spot. It would have been ideal. It would have been perfect, because look at it. Cirque du Soleil is there all the time. Just that area itself, they could build at least 2, almost 3 sheets of ice. And then right across the street, they could just build like a sky bridge that goes across, and the players just can go from the practice facilities over to the rink.
Yeah.
They could potentially even build a hotel there. Just like if you've ever been to Edmonton and you've gone to Rogers Place, you'll understand that whole thing. Like, Canucks could do that, but because of the land itself, that might not be viable for them. So that's sort of the explanation. But I'm going to be back in a sec. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why Luigi said that then.
Yeah. But give me a sec. I'll be right back. Yeah, just give me a minute or two.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's dive into some more of the chat. I did like this one from Urban. What did you guys make of the Canucks using Where the Streets Have No Name lately? I love it. I absolutely love it. I love that song. Don't get me wrong. I do like the one they're using now. I don't know why I just had a brain fart and completely forgot what it was called, considering I use it all the time on social media. But no, I like that one too, but I absolutely love Where the Streets Have No Name. And I honestly think they should bring it back full time. let me know what you guys think in the comments if you guys feel the same. We're seeing Buffalo versus Mini Cup final. Oh, geez. That would be something. What was up with Albion's comment about getting to the cap floor? I'm going to have to look that up again. I might need a bit of a refresher on that comment in particular. Oh, Gerald's back. Here, maybe you can answer this. Well, while you were gone, Irvin asked this. What did you make of the Canucks using "Where the Streets Have No Name" lately?
To be honest, like, no, go ahead.
I mentioned, I love it because I love the song. So
but that song also represented an era.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like for Canucks themselves, like that song specifically represented an era, and I don't think they should be using it. Like, it just, like, when you hear that song, you're gonna think of, the 2011 playoff runs.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
that's
you're gonna
totally
think
fair.
of that great team, right? And as much as it's great that they're bringing it back, this is not the time for it, man. Like, you're like, if you win the game, okay, fine. But if you're playing that when you're losing, it's just, especially during this time right now, it's just, I don't think it's a great choice.
That's totally fair. Totally fair. And I totally get that too. Totally. But Irvin was asking, what was up with Alvin's comments about getting to the cap floor? I may have missed those comments. Did you hear? Was this maybe when they traded Sherwood? He made these comments? Can't exactly remember.
Okay, so with the cap floor, because right now I think they still have Desharnais in LTIR, right? Here,
I think he played. I think he played recently. Because he was playing the other game when Canucks.
Because like I said, I haven't been in town for.
Are you?
Sorry, not Desharnais, Forbort.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the reason why they want to go to the cap floor is they want to maximize their trade deadline, the trade deadline amount, like their cap space. If they're able to do this, because in years past, if they're buyers, obviously you want to accrue as much cap space as you can by the trade deadline. That way you can sign a player for your playoff run for a larger salary, and they can be on your team. But now, because there's actually a playoff cap hit, like that changes the game a little bit. Mm-hmm. So for the Canucks right now, because they're selling, maximize their trade equity, they kick on their team's salaries. So say if they were to retain Kane's salary, that'd be the 2.5 that they keep on their books. Or the 2.5 that or 2.6 that goes the other way, that'd be off their books, and they can accrue. That's why when I was saying pre-Olympics and post-Olympics, the difference is if they can do it before the Olympics, they can save more daily up to the trade deadline to have more space. And now you're going to ask me, why do you want to do that if you're a team that's selling? Is because you will need, some teams will potentially need a third team to brokerage a deal, like a third team to brokerage a deal to take on excuse me, to take on salary. So if the Canucks get to the floor, go over, they can take as much from other teams that are going for the playoffs and get picks for it. So they'd be selling their cap space for picks. So say, I don't know, if they can eat up, let's say, $3 million, that could potentially be a second round pick. I think roughly. Actually, no, I'm wrong. I think it's roughly between 3 and 5 million. You can get an extra second round pick. If it's anything less, it'd be a third, fourth, etc. So the main thing for them is to get to a spot where they're comfortable and they can take on more, because they're obviously not making the playoffs, and that way they can maximize that cap space at trade deadline, take in as many bad salary or contracts that other teams don't want. Like say, I don't know. I can't think of anyone right now, but they would take on someone's contract. They would come to Vancouver and it would expire at the end of the season, but they would get a pick for taking that person back, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, totally. And yeah, Irvin's mentioning that your camera's freezing just a little bit. There's a little bit of lag. He's wondering if your camera might be overheating.
No, it's okay. No, because I just clicked it a few times just to yeah.
All right, just wanting to make sure about that. But yeah, I that totally makes sense on the hitting the cap. What was it? Floor.
Yeah.
But going back to the song.
Yeah,
like
Irvin
like
said
what you were mentioning.
Yeah. I love what he just said, because I didn't even see that when I said that.
But both he and Justin and you were hit. That makes a lot of sense. Looking at that now, yeah. Yes, I love the song too, but yeah, you guys are 100% right. Love the song, but this version of the team should not be using that legendary track. It's going to associate new fans that magical era is now watered down to the 32nd place team, which is true. Fans that weren't around 2011 or didn't follow them back then will forever just associate this shitty Canucks team with that song, and it does the 2011 team a huge disservice. Absolutely, 100%.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah. So, Harry's well, hey, why don't we take some suggestions in the chat? Harry's saying Sweet Caroline. I don't know if that would work with the Canucks. Don't get me wrong, I like the song too, or at least that one, verse.
Bum bum bum.
I mean, I guess that kind of works for the Canucks right now. Bum bum bum.
No, but to be honest, if anything, I think they should be going for the Elton John song. I think that means more. And also that song doesn't really resonate to as many Canucks fans, because at that time they weren't making the playoffs. And like when I think of I'm Still Standing, I think of Bo Horvat for some reason. And if the team wins and they play that song, great, because they won. So it sends a bit of positivity to the fan base. And at the same time, it kind of, it goes where I'm trying to go. Let's do it organically. And it kind of shuts up the team tank a little bit, or they try to accept it a little bit, that they're still standing. So if they use that, I'd be fine with it. But the Streets with No Names, it's just, yeah, it's like tarnishing an era.
Yeah, maybe if they were like in contention or a playoff team, then yeah, obviously bring it back. But Irvin says the vibes at the rink are weird right now, guys. Remember, Irvin was at the game tonight. But And actually, I was watching Sekeres and Price earlier today, and they had Rob Williams, Rob the hockey guy, who we've had on the channel before. And he mentioned he's gone to the last couple games, and he said, there was the attendance was still pretty decent despite, everything going on. So he was a little surprised. Mind you, he was just in Australia for a month. So there's that. Jordan, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Almost feels like going to a Vancouver Giants game. High level of skill, low emotional investment. Just happy to be with friends and family. Mm-hmm. I was digging the Win song tonight. David Bowie's Let's Dance. Yeah. But I can't wait for Wu-Tang Clan. Bring the Ruckus. Bring the motherfucking Ruckus. Use Shane McMahon to rethink Here Comes the Money. Fits with the Aquilini pricing model last few years with the price raises. That's a good one, Justin. Oh, geez, Irvin. Oh. No. Just do fuck, what was it called? Do Money by Pink Floyd. There you go. That was it. Yeah, let's do Money by Pink Floyd. That'd be. I'd rather that one than the Apprentice one. All right. Geez, back.
Sorry.
Back again.
Yes.
Oh, looks like we got. I mentioned while you were gone, Jordan's in the house now. He goes bump, bump, bump. I guess for the Sweet Caroline.
Oh, by the way,
then,
my camera's not freezing. I had to go fix something. So.
Oh, okay. All good. Yeah, we were all kind of in the. Remember how I mentioned before you jumped off real quick? Suggestions for a new song.
Yeah.
We had a few suggestions. Obviously, Ring the Ruckus.
If they come.
Yeah. Just Incredible jokingly said, use the Shane McMahon theme song. Here comes the money. For Aquilini. And then Urban suggested the theme song from The Apprentice. Yeah, money. That one I wasn't too fond of because of who it represents, but I suggested if you're going to use anything relating to money, use Money by Pink Floyd.
Okay.
So, Kempner in the house. What's up, buddy? What's up, Kemp? Good to see you, buddy.
What's going on, buddy?
How long is your post-game show tonight? I'm not. Well, we just hit 2 hours. Jesus, and I haven't even done my sponsor read.
Yeah, let's go for that right now quickly. And then maybe let's do like an open house. We have so many of these people, these creators here. We'll
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We'll actually
Let's
have to
see.
maybe start again and make it After Dark Unleashed.
All right, let me do the sponsor read, and then we'll be right back. Oh no, I'm gonna be doing that. Irvin, no sponsor read. You're fired. Okay. I'd like to thank my main and primary sponsor, none other than DraftKings, which is an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Never experienced the jaw-dropping moments that make hockey? Hockey? Well, you can experience them all with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Missouri listeners, listen up. DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN, that's code THPN, to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-78-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. Pass-through per wager may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. This is a limited time offer. Copyright NHL 2025. All rights reserved. My secondary sponsor, none other than Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see right in front of you. And you guys can check them out yourselves at GassyJackArt.com. There we go. Sponsor read. Done.
Done.
There's my clay thumbs up. My clean
You're
shaven
rehired.
clay thumbs up. yeah. Kempner, 2 hours, you're a beast. Well, hey, what isn't our longest like what 3 hours and some change?
More than 3 hours.
More than that, yeah. So we still got like another hour to go. Just kidding. I mean, I don't work till 4 tomorrow, so but
thank you for everyone that's joined and that's still here. We appreciate it.
Kempner, you're going so long you can start an early morning show. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think my longest was 5. But
I was there for 2.5, almost 3.
Yeah, that was the Hughes trade. That was 5 hours.
You can always depend on Swerve Irvin.
Yeah, he's walking encyclopedia. But yeah, I guess
how much longer should we stay? Here, chat, tell us how much longer do you think we should stay on, or that's you've had enough of us.
Yeah, let us know if you've had enough of us. 2 good-looking, clean-shaven, baby-faced guys talking about the Canucks.
All right, man. SGA.
SGA, 2 more hours.
SGA, by the way, I want to say, I don't know if you caught it on Clay's stream yesterday, I interviewed a few Sharks fans, one from Vancouver who's grown up in Vancouver as a Sharks fan, and then a couple that live in the Bay Area. So did an interview with them, and hopefully I'll have that on the new channel soon. Love the positivity coming from your fandom. They were very humble and gave Canucks fans really good advice. So just want to thank the Sharks fans because you guys have been through it. we're going through it, and hopefully both our teams make it out the other side and do well. Just kind of like the old school rivalry where Bieksa, I brought up the Bieksa goal, and the Bay Area fan was so pissed off. She's like, "Don't bring up the stanchion. I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear about it." And we ended up talking for it. I actually was supposed to interview her for about, I don't know, I said 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes at most. We ended up going for about, God, it was almost 15 minutes. So we had a really nice chat, and I definitely appreciate the Sharks fans and taking care of Macklin Celebrini for us for a few years and until he comes home. But, you know, yeah, nothing but love to the Sharks fans.
Kempner asked, "Are the Canucks trading Garland?" Yeah, we kind of covered that a little bit earlier. I mentioned how I was still iffy, but now that you guys have brought the Ruck brothers to my attention, I wouldn't mind, if they were to go that route, like I mentioned earlier, trading Garland on draft day to potentially try and get the Ruck brothers, and dangling him as like a little carrot, because he's gonna get you at something decent, even I think around the draft. So that is my take, at least my take on trading Garland. It has eased up, I guess, in the last hour or so. But
and honestly, I think it would be a good move to do in the off season for Garland, because A, it gives him time to move to the new city, and B, it just I mean, if they gave him the Quinn Hughes treatment, then I think it would be fine, and just in time for off season. July 1st signings, they have more cap space to maneuver around. Not saying that they should, because they're in a rebuild, but at least, things will be a lot better in the offseason. And right now, Garland still has 6 years. Doesn't matter if he doesn't make the playoffs this year. And whatever assets that they get right now, unless it is that first round pick, which they can still get at the draft, then sure, why not? Like they're not in a rush. But someone like Kane, Bluger. I think Bluger is a UFA. I also think I'm going to confirm this since I have the laptop right now. So the UFAs we have are Bluger, Kampf, Kane, and I think Forbert, and then a bunch of RFAs. So any other player that they want to get rid of, like Doc, not really my whipping boy, but Doc and Besser, DeBrusque, you can still do that at the draft or in the off season, so it's fine. Yeah. Actually, give me 1 sec. I just got a call. Just give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
All right, sounds good. Okay. I'll address this. Your thoughts? Yeah, Irvin and I kind of briefly touched on that, but yeah, when Brandon Astle was in the chat, yeah, he mentioned it. I thought it was, I'll admit, kind of odd, just to randomly hear that, at the end of a game, we want the cup after a 2-0 win, especially considering where the Canucks are right now. They're the 32nd team. They're the furthest away from, being near the cup. So I definitely thought it was a little odd, like timing wise. So there's that. But I also at the same time, hey, at least they were chanting something. But I maybe Irvin can actually confirm what they were actually chanting. That is, if he even heard it while he was in the arena. So Everyone hit the like button. Thank you very much, Trev. Appreciate it. Yeah, everyone also hit the like and subscribe button for Kempner Canucks as well. Does some great stuff himself. Always love his content as well. So a big shout out to Kempner Canucks for sure. Hey, Simon. In your opinion, who do you think they're going to get rid of at the NHL trade deadline? Vancouver, in your opinion? Definitely Kane. Kane for sure. I think it's going to be all their UFAs they're going to try and get rid of at the deadline. We just mentioned, Camp, Bluger, Kane. I think all three of those guys are going to be dealt by the deadline, or at least hopefully anyway. So those are the three that I see the Canucks parting ways with. Camp, I'm not sure which teams would be interested in him, but I also don't really see him or the Canucks struggling to trade him. No, because of his contract. So.
I'm back.
There we go. Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, Simon was just asking. I mean, I just answered it. But he's asking, in your opinion, who do you think they're going to get rid of at the NHL trade deadline?
Kane for sure. And I don't know. I want to say Camp, but he's playing a role. Like Bluger, I think is another huge candidate because he's a UFA. So I would definitely say Kane and Bluger because there is trade value. So if Kane you can get a third or more, amazing. Bluger, if you can get a third, throw in something, maybe sweeten it up and push it up, even better. So those two for sure. I'm not even sure what else you can, like Lucas Reichel is another player that is in Abbey that's looking for a fresh start. But I don't know if any teams are actually willing to trade for him because I don't really see that like the value in it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, I answered it basically thinking, they'll definitely, Kane is a definite. Bluger could be a definite for sure because of him being a pending UFA. I kind of listed all our UFAs that they could deal at the deadline. Even Camp, he might not be too difficult to trade because of his contract, but at the same time, not sure what teams would be really looking for a guy like him. Who knows? But I could definitely see all of their UFAs, being potentially dealt at the deadline for sure.
Anything else?
Let me quickly look. How do you think they're gonna do in the next upcoming games? Well, I think Clay's prediction was they lose tonight, beat Toronto, or was it you or was it him who said they'll probably go 1-1-1?
Oh, I didn't say anything. I didn't make any predictions, but I am going to go out there and say they'll win against the Leafs to close off the homestand. I actually thought they would lose tonight. I was calling for a tie, and then they would lose in either OT or shootout against the Ducks, and then they'll win against the Leafs. So if they win against the Leafs, then it's a 2-game winning streak, and then they have 2 more games left. I think Dallas, and then how many games do they have? 2 or 3? I know Vegas is one of them. I think it's Dallas and then Vegas, and that ends it for the Olympic break, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Clay who said they'll probably go 1-1-1. And he said the same thing, you know, like lose to Anaheim, beat Toronto, and then I believe it was lose the I forget who we're playing after Toronto. But yeah,
after Toronto is Dallas.
Dallas. All right.
I'm pretty sure.
right,
and then they
give me
ended
one
off
sec.
in Vegas.
Right.
So it's Leafs on Saturday. Oh, sorry, my bad. It's actually Utah on Monday, and then Vegas on Wednesday, and then they go on a break until the 25th when they play the Jets, and I believe that is at home for one game before they go to Seattle. And then they come back for 2 games versus the Stars, and then the Canes, and then a 2-game road trip, Chicago and Jets, and then another 8-game homestand to finish the month before going to Calgary and Vegas. It's a lot of home games. I'm glad I already went to all my home games this year, pretty much. I think I have St. Louis on Saturday, the 21st, and then that's it.
All right.
So what else is... What was the last comment you had? Oh, what they're doing, in your opinion. I'm going to go through some of the other chat stuff. Anyways, hey, if you're still here in chat, can you throw me a W? Because I actually just want to see who else is here. Because I think I was talking to Jordan earlier. I thought he'd be here, but he's not. So we got Rain, we got SGA, we got Just Incredible, we got Irvin, and I think we have Rain, Simon. Cool. Okay. So I think right now, I had a phone call and that's why I had to go off camera for a second. One of my buddies in this Canucks YouTube verse has a few cents to share. So I think we're gonna bring him on in a second, and We will. I think Rain also might come on, but we're not going to do a full open house. We're going to try to keep it under 3 hours. But if you're, I know some of you are interested. We'll keep it going. But we're going to go with one of my buddies first, and then we'll probably throw in a link. Tyler will throw in a link in the chat afterwards.
Sounds good. All right, let me.
Because we don't want to have too many people on. Like, it's because the stream itself is already lagging a little bit. So we're just gonna try to do one at a time, or at most 2 at a time. But let's try with 1 at a time first, and then if we can, we'll add more. So let's go with that first. And I think we have
and
our friend
if we can,
in backstage
we'll do
right now.
we'll do like a full open house in like a future post game if we can't get to everybody. But yeah, let's. I'll bring on.
Let's bring on our friend.
Yeah, I just want to make sure he's ready.
He's ready. He's wearing the same color hat as me right now.
All right. Here, let me see if I can find a good. There.
What is up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Always with the yellow toque, brother.
It's comfy. Yeah.
I'm starting to love this one too. So, maybe it's because of you.
Synchronicity.
What do you have on your mind?
So tonight, like I said, it was a nice night at the rink. It felt very cash. This is very low stakes. It's a weekday game against an opponent that we don't really have too much of a rivalry against. And there's low expectations, right? You saw all the people who are out. I was really excited to see Zeev William, but no luck for me, right? Yeah, and one thing, nothing really stood out as far as the Canucks play, and for me, that's kind of a problem. It's I compare it to I once saw this Michael Jackson tribute show, and I'd never seen Michael Jackson sing live, and this guy was like nothing in comparison to the real thing that I've seen in video and heard on CDs. And I remember I had this look on my face. My wife turned to me and she's like, goes, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Look at what we lost." And when I look at the Canucks, I'm like, dang, what have we lost? Because I've seen a bunch of games with Quinn Hughes. I remember what the Sedins were like. Like, they didn't have sloppy passes. They didn't, when the power play was Quinn Hughes and JT Miller and Bo Horvat, there was no hesitation. So, yeah, we got a ways to go for sure. Did you guys watch the game?
I did. I
Yeah.
watched it on TV. I watched the broadcast. I actually do prefer watching it on TV because there is a play-by-play. But I took your hack. I pulled out my old MP3 player that had a radio. Finally found my Bluetooth dongle, and then I have my Bluetooth. I had the earpiece. Like, when I went to the game with you, actually, did I? I had my actual headphones with the cord, so that works out a little better. But I enjoy watching the games with commentary a little bit. At least it's easier to follow. But at the game, it's just the vibe is a little different because you have the environment. But what did you feel about the attendance today? Because yesterday I have some video of the arena. It looked quite full, to be honest, until my camera got taken away.
I would say it was patchy.
Patchy, really?
I think there was. My wife and I were considering actually walking down and just going to upgrade or do a self upgrade.
Yeah.
But
Rosie did that yesterday.
She just walked down, eh?
Yeah, no, Rosie knew someone down.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say what section, but he came up to me because I walked out during the end of just before the end of the first to get, that piece of paper for the non-alcoholic drink, and then someone taps me on my back, and I look, and it's Rosie, and he's like, "You're back?" I was like, "Yeah, I just got off the plane at noon." He's like, "Oh, wow." And I was like, "How did you even see me?" He's like, "Your hat." So apparently I'm the only one that wears a hat with like a blue Canadian flag that has a Canucks in the middle. So he recognized me there. And then he told me, he's like, "Hey, I'm going down to Lower Bowl. You want to come? I know someone down there. There's empty seats." And yeah, he ended up going. But yeah.
You know who I ran into today in the concourse was Dustin Boydell from Nothing Is Terrific.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's his birthday,
Nice.
so I forgot to say that to him. But yeah, that guy's great. If there's somebody I could,
You love Dusty. I know you love
yeah.
Dusty's takes.
Well, if there's someone I could aspire to, like talking with with such fluidity and with so much knowledge, it's him. Definitely. There's others too, for sure, but he's one of my favorites.
Since we have you here, can we do something like Clay? Can you give me one thing you liked, one thing you didn't like, and something else? Is it something else? What's the third one?
One thing that's concerning.
Something.
Okay.
Yeah,
One thing I liked
yeah.
was the crowd. It wasn't just that they were casual; they were pretty supportive. Even like little things like, "Oh, we gained the zone," or like, just like it rushes up the ice. What I wish they would do is keep it hush when we're on offense, and then be loud when we're on defense. Make it hard for the opponent. That's my one little gripe. But yeah, it was great. Like they were doing the wave when it was still 0-0 in the third.
But Irvin, you realize that all the fans that are there, all the patchy fans that are there, aren't like loyal, diehard fans like you and I and Tyler. Like
maybe
they don't really know the game, right?
There's also a lot of fans who the tickets to Canucks games have been out of reach for so long. Now the prices are starting to go down. There's a lot more availability. So,
Yeah.
which I don't think it's a bad thing, especially if they're bringing a lot of kids. It definitely helps grow the fan base. And I wanted to mention that I thought I was going crazy when I heard that we won the cup.
Yeah, I heard the same thing, bro. Like,
And
what was that? At the end of the
knowing
game,
that you guys heard it kind of confirms it for me. So like it just kind of shows where their heads at. Because we want the cup, we don't have the cup yet. I was like,
but your team's 32nd. How are you going for the cup? Like
we're a ways.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be like we want McKenna.
We were actually hoping you would confirm that. So yeah, you've confirmed that because it was Brandon Astle who noticed it earlier in the stream when he hopped on, or at least in the chat, and he's like, "Did you guys hear that?" So at least you confirmed that for us. So.
So as for something I didn't like, it was just the power play movement. You guys touched on it today about PP2 being way more direct, and then PP1 like they're just looking for the perfect opportunity. But I think it goes further to just looking for the perfect opportunity. It's that they're playing it too safe, because too many times you'll see guy pass, dust it off, take a look, like do like a little stick handle. Like if you're just standing there and doing like a little stick handle, you're not moving, the penalty killer's not moving, and they don't have to move. And so like that's basically the story of most of the power plays tonight.
No, but for the power play, what I notice is a lot of the teams defending, like the PK, they don't really have to do much. They just like it's just there's no everything is so predictable.
Yeah,
because if you watch
nobody's attacking the middle at all.
Every single game's power play is exactly the same. It's top of the blue line, whatever, Hronek down to PD, back up, and then to the other side, and then like it's just like Can you do something different?
Flank, flank.
Like it's just so pathetic, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's too safe. Nobody's attacking the middle or freezing the goalie, forcing them to make a save or drawing a defender out. So it's something we'll need to see some profound change, if we're
For sure.
As for something that concerns me, this is more big picture, but I'm not sure that we're going to see a path to improvement next year. I would love for management to prove me wrong. But this whole idea that, like, we're going to wait till we get the right deal that we want to move on players. It's like, well, why? What are you holding on to?
So it's someone like Garland, right?
Yeah, and the argument against what I'm saying is like, oh, well, don't make change just for change's sake. But sometimes, we're long overdue for that. I remember
For sure.
Last year when we still had JT Miller, that was like before Christmas, we were kind of sputtering. Remember, we had a good feeling about the team. We still had Rick Tocchet, but something just wasn't quite clicking. And I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, that's when all the fire Tocchet stuff came." And my take on that was just why? Why should he get fired and all of these other players who've been part of losing seasons get off the hook?
Yeah.
And it's easier said than done, but like, yeah, it's the bloom was off the rose at that point for me in terms of the core.
Well, to be very honest, I think when JT took that leave of absence, that was already that red flag. And that was in November, I believe.
November, yeah.
And yeah, so that already, because that opening record was terrible. And then JT went on a leave. At that point, you knew something was wrong and something had to be done. And then there's way too much, swirling around in media that just was toxic for the team, right? So and even right now, right?
With anyone who wants to see the team turn a new leaf and improve, there's going to have to be profound changes. It's not going to happen if you're just biting around the edges. We're not going to package up Kemp and Reichel and Kane and get something back. Like you got to. The reason why there's a lot of consternation about dealing Garland is because that's what you got to give. The reason it's painful is because he is a good player.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't see that right now.
Yeah.
Don't you see he's checked out a little bit? Like not entirely like Quinn Hughes checked out, but he's not doing that as much dirty work, as much like there's a lot of laziness in it. Like that last penalty, that he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to he was just lazy with his stick. And he's just like, fuck you. Sorry. He's just, Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as Anaheim's concerned, they're not like world beaters. Like, I don't think you see anybody in any position like forward, defense, or goalie that you would consider to be a top 10 player in the league. But it's a pretty solid mix as far as having young guys plus veteran guys. And then obviously like a very solid coach. Like,
I don't know about the solid coach part.
Well,
I don't know about the solid coach
Quenneville has
part.
his warts, but I mean, he's got a proven track record. You can't really deny that.
True. But with that said, they were also missing McTavish, Terry.
Leo Carlson. I really want to see Leo Carlson.
So this team wasn't like those three themselves would have made a difference.
Yeah.
Stanecki had a so-so game. And then also
and Jackson
I really like Kreider. Sorry,
Jackson Lacombe is an Olympian, but I didn't really notice him too much.
Yeah, exactly. And but I really like how I think Klingberg and also Kreider brings a lot of veteran depth for them, just to
Klingberg's
show the
on San
kids the
Jose.
ropes. Oh, sorry, my bad. He did play for Anaheim the year before, I think.
The vets
Right?
on Anaheim are Kreider, Granlund,
Kreider,
Gudis, Killorn,
Trouba.
and Kreider. Trouba, yeah, that's another one.
Trouba.
That's if you're talking about an organization
That's
you want to bring young
enough
guys
already.
into, they've really insulated them well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we need that, but it's not at those prices that we're giving. Like you can't be giving 11.6 and you can't be giving like 6 million. Like even with the cap going up, I don't like if you get veteran guys, veteran presence, you're looking at 5 million max. I'd be looking around the 4 million sort of term. 4 million for maybe like 2-3 years. So if they're able to do that in the off season and trade away whatever veterans that they have, like Garland, Demko is going to be tough because hip surgery. And then who else? Like DeBrusque, I think he'll probably want out, especially how they're treating him. Fourth line on his 600th game. Like it just, but he did play some good minutes, but being thrown on the fourth line is kind of a slap in the face.
Okay, last thing. I know you guys want to bring on Rain. This is my last thing. Lekker man. I was watching him in Warmies. That shot, Jesus. Like you can't I don't know how he gets it. Like it seems like he's not even doing anything with his arms. And the puck just goes off his stick, and you can't even track. It's going so fast you cannot track the puck with your naked eye.
Is it kind of like the old Besser, like rookie Besser?
I don't know. It's like an automatic wrister. Do you remember how? You guys remember Sakic? How deadly
Yeah.
that thing was? Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but he's a little shy. I want to see more. It's I don't know if he's like afraid to take the hot passes from Pedersen or he's just not getting in the right opportunities. But I want to see him be more aggressive.
No, here's the thing. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think Foot is utilizing them well? Because it feels like if someone makes a mistake, they're either out of the lineup or they're thrown down to like minimal minutes. Like, you know what? The first line, okay, you have Kane, EP40, and was it Garland? I can't. Garland, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you threw Carlson to the wing, or if you threw the Karamaki up there, I think it will help Petey in a sense. Because Kane is all about himself, to be very honest. Like you see it on the power play. He's sick and fed up with all this bullshit passing, and then he just throws the puck, and it's not even like close to on net. It's just he just wants to throw the puck on net. So if you have younger kids that are playing that want it and you give them the confidence to make mistakes, wouldn't that help their development? And then if you have a PD that is always looking to pass and you have the Karamaki that has this lethal shot, why not pair them together?
Yeah.
Right?
It'd
Because
be nice for them.
it makes more sense that way, right?
It would be nice to get them to get that runway. And it's definitely baffling to see Kane go from the fourth line last game to the top line this game.
And then DeBrusque, vice versa.
Yeah, the treatment of young guys in this franchise is tale as old as time. And remember how Grabner, he could not get in with AV and one giveaway and he was benched. So
and then look how he flourished after he left. It was we had that guy. Damn.
Yeah. I did want to mention one note on the Kane thing. I did notice on the power play him like banging his stick, like demanding the puck. It's like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, did
There's
you guys notice that
500
Kane was like
guys.
demanding,
Pass it
whereas
to
like
me.
demanding the puck.
Yeah.
Isildur did have a question about Leo Carlson. Carlson's out 3 to 5 weeks, so he's going to miss the Olympics.
Shitty.
So, yeah, so that sucks.
Matthews
for
is
a
out
young
too,
guy
right?
Austin Matthews
Is Matthews out, or was that it was like a joke?
I think he's just playing hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just playing hurt.
Anyways, Olympic talks
yeah.
for another day, I think.
Yeah, Olympic
yeah.
talks, but there's a lot to talk about. I think just one last thing about the Olympics. I think a lot of teams are worried about the Olympics. That's why they're not pulling the trigger on the trades. That's A.
Mm-hmm.
And B, they want to see how they perform at the Olympics. So someone like Bluger, if he performs for Latvia, his value is going to go up. And then, you know, the EP40 rumors swirling around, that could potentially help too if he plays well. Who knows? Just throwing it out there. But yeah. Thank you, Irvin. Appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on, brother. Always
Thanks,
a pleasure.
Guys. Peace out.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
So Irvin, is that it?
that's a CCC thing that goes Irvin out.
See you soon, brother.
Love it.
All right.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, we're gonna bring on one
That
more
was
person
Irvin.
who's been very patiently waiting. We only have about 20 more minutes before we're at 3 hours, so we're gonna bring him on right here. Here is Rain.
I can't hear any of you.
Thank you for waiting.
I can't hear any of you right now.
Why? Put on a headset. We can hear you. Are you serious? Oh my God. I was waiting for some good hot takes, man.
Rain, it's okay. He'll probably come back.
Okay. Is there anything we can? Oh, there we go.
Because it's like I could not hear either of you people.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear now. So.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, Rain. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for staying up so late.
Yeah, I'm not usually.
I appreciate
this
this
late,
because
so.
I appreciate it because I'm jealous. You had time with Tyler. I've never had time one-on-one with you, or well, it's 2-on-1 now, but a ménage à trois at the moment. But I really want to hear one good.
I have Menage a Quatre from New Year's Eve, so
Okay. What's your what do you want to talk about tonight, or any hot takes or something that you want to?
Well, I finished ranting on Russell's stream about the Connor Garland thing. Good Lord, where do I begin with this?
All right,
I think these Garland trade rumors this time around, I think these are bullshit. I think they're fucking bullshit. Now, I'll preface with two things. One, I'm a Garland fan. Two, I don't doubt what Rick Dollywell is saying is true. However, this is 5 years we've heard about Connor Garland trade rumors. We have heard them since the day he got here. Vancouver's never gone a season where we haven't heard a Connor Garland trade rumor. Why would this season be any different? I think it's shit or get off the pot. Either make the trade or keep him. I don't know, but I don't know. I think I'm more or less tired of hearing about it. I just think it's bullshit because we've heard this for 5 years now.
Well, no, I think a lot of the media is talking about how they're fielding calls. They've gotten calls about Garland, but they don't want to let him go. So it's not potential. Yeah.
I don't agree. You can get a first-round pick for him. I think if you
what do you think? What do you think of? What's a fair deal? What's a fair trade for Garland?
That's the best case scenario. That was a second-round pick that became a first with Florida winning the Cup. That's the best you can hope for.
Okay.
Because
I see that.
In my opinion, Garland's a third liner on a contender. Unless you're a third line center, where you can play a versatile position, I can't see a team offering a first-round pick for Connor Garland. Kiefer Sherwood didn't get a first-round pick, and he's a bottom six forward on a contender. So I can't see a guy you're going to pay 4 times the salary for will get you a first-round pick. I just don't see it.
I definitely agree. I agree with that because I think the hypothetical for us would be Garland thrown in with the first at the draft to get an extra pick or move up or move down. Like if we move down with a Garland, then you would get that extra first. Like that's how I think Tyler might have been seeing it too. Like not straight out like Garland for a first.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
would
also
say
I think it's gonna be harder to get a first for Garland, just given how strong this draft class is, or at least how it's proclaimed to be. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I also see teams going for guys like Artemi Panarin before they go for guys like Kane or Garland. So,
yeah,
these other teams. So,
like Breadman is definitely going to get at least a first. But for Garland, I would say if they're willing to let him go, it would be at most, a second and maybe a prospect.
Oh, I don't even know what the
What do you
prospect would
think?
be. I don't even know what the prospect you would get. Because again, I think
Like not a first round prospect, but maybe like a
maybe
second round, maybe a third round that's developing kind of prospect.
We're 5 years in the making with this. And mind you, it did take a while for Canuck fans to warm up to Garland, because I view Garland the same way I view Adam Larson, which is you associate him with the trade he was a part of. And Adam Larson was never able to shake off the Taylor Hall trade until he got to Seattle. And I think Garland's going to be the exact same way. I think until he goes to another team, no matter how much of a fan you are or how hard he works or how much effort level he puts in, we're always going to tie him back to the Ekman-Larson trade. And because that's viewed as one of the most hated trades in recent Canuck history, we're always going to tie him back to it. But I think he's going to have to go somewhere else to really shake off that baggage that just sadly comes with him.
Who do you think Garland would work out well for? What team do you think would be a good fit?
Ooh. I see Minnesota.
And that might have the assets for it.
Well, it's not Minnesota. I don't see them having the assets for this trade at this point. I don't see Minnesota. As much as you would love to see Connor.
But I see Minnesota too because of Quinn, right?
Yeah, but I don't see them having the pieces. I just don't see them having the pieces at this point.
Do you see a 3-team deal with Minnesota?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I can't see a team wanting to do a 3-way this close to the Olympics. Because again, like you said, the risk of not knowing how the Olympics are going to go, I think it's going to make it tougher to want to entice not only one team but entice 2 to doing a 3-way. I don't know. I just don't see it.
But let's say after post Olympics at the trade deadline, do you see a potential of a third team jumping in to facilitate it?
Oh, God, I'd have to think who that would be now. I see him going to the East. I don't know, for some reason I see an Eastern team maybe jumping in, because we always joke about how the West is big, the East is fast, and I think Garland might fit the Eastern style better. But I almost feel like maybe Boston, because of him being from Massachusetts, but I just throw Boston in there. But
no, here's the thing, because a lot of these players, their off-season homes are out in the East Coast. So say Garland's in Massachusetts somewhere. Hughes is in Michigan. Do they want to stay out east all year long? That's the question, right?
Yeah.
So why Wild worked out for Quinn is because it's close enough to Michigan, but not there the whole season. So I think that's why it worked out. Look at the late Johnny Gaudreau. Why did he pick Columbus? I mean, rest in peace, Johnny Gaudreau.
amazing.
Yep.
Why did he go to Columbus when Columbus was not doing very well?
Nobody
at that
had
time?
Columbus on their radar.
And
Nobody had
instead
them.
of going out, exactly.
Yeah, nobody had them.
So these teams out there, don't be surprised. Like even Chicago, I think, is up and coming, could be a landing spot for some of these players, and they have the assets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yes.
if I were to say, Garland to Chicago, I don't know what pieces would come back, but that would be an interesting trade.
Yeah, it's always the teams that you don't expect that are going to make the big one. I mean, I'm with Justin now. I think Vegas might be the one who gets Artemi Panarin at the end of the day. I could totally see that because they're in on everybody. And by the way, we joke about how Vegas has no assets. They paid nothing to get Rasmus Anderson. I mean, let's be realistic here. And I think I said on your show, Tyler, that I said Calgary was my loser in the Quinn Hughes trade. Both the Sherwood trade and Anderson trade confirmed that. I mean, sorry, that trade package to Calgary sucks.
You think
sucks.
so?
Oh, 100% it sucks. Zach Whitecloud's a bottom 4 defenseman. That first round pick is going to be like late first, and that conditional second is dependent on if Vegas wins the cup this year. It's a terrible trade. And I think if the Hanifin trade was a whiff, this is a swing and a miss because that trade was 2 years overdue. That Anderson trade was 2 years overdue.
Yeah, but
and I think the package
it is.
Yeah.
But if that second becomes a first, do you think it's a good deal?
I still don't know.
No, really?
I still don't know. I don't.
I mean, technically it would be a second because, I mean, it makes no sense because their second would be quite high.
Yeah.
But if they win the cup and it becomes a first, it's only the 32nd pick.
Yeah.
So what is
there's one
what is the
part
point? Like there's
one other part I don't believe with that trade package. Everyone has said, every insider has said, oh, there's no contract extension on the table for Rasmus Anderson. I think that's abundant bullshit. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. First, Anderson's already pretty much said that Vegas is the team he wanted to go to when, he didn't deny that he wanted to go there. Also, let's think common sense here. Why would you offer up a draft pick 3 years from now or 3 drafts from now for a cup run you're going to do in 5 months? Like, I don't know. I just think that there's an extension that's going to be in the works. I mean, Hanifin took 5 weeks between the trade and the extension. If it's a priority you want to get done, you'll do it real quick. It doesn't exactly take that long to get an extension done. I mean,
maybe they already have one.
We'll look at
right?
how Tyler's favorite player, JT Miller, went. It went from the extension talks went nowhere to 3 days later, the deal was done. If you want to get it done, if it's a top priority, you'll get it done. So I don't think Vegas is going to need that long to get extension done. So.
But here's the problem. I don't think Vegas has the cap space for it. I mean, even with the cap space going up next season, how are they able to?
Well, it depends on Alex Pietrangelo. Depends on Pietrangelo if he'll play again, right?
No, but if he plays again, then there's space that you need to account for, right?
This is Vegas. They're ruthless. They're absolutely ruthless. For as much as everybody talks about how great of an organization Vegas is, they will chew you up and spit you the fuck out if you don't live up to your hype. I mean, Max Pacioretty was a point per game player when he was in Vegas.
Clip that.
And he got for less than nothing. So, just saying.
Okay, wait. So you have Noah Hanifin, you have Mark Stone, Jack Eichel. These are all on like pretty high salary, cap hits. And then you have to re-sign Anderson.
Yep.
Dude, how much space do you have left? They will have to give. Someone has to go.
Well, that doesn't include Thomas Hurdle.
Hurdle, yeah. Another deadline deal.
What's Pavel Dorofeyev at? What's he at? Shit. I can't think now.
I don't think he's. They actually did re-sign him. They extended him, didn't they?
I was gonna. That's the name I'm thinking about. Oh god, what's Dorofeyev? Then I'm trying to think who else there. There's Barbashev at 5, I think. So, Jesus. Can you tell I'm just pulling this out of
Barbashev's at
ass?
5. Let's see here. No, he's an RFA. They haven't extended him yet.
Ooh, that's
He's at 1.835.
That is going to be an expensive.
He's gonna, yeah. So the only way
Oh, we forgot
all
Mitch
this would
Marner.
happen is
We
if
forgot
they don't
Marner
retain
during
Riley
all
Smith.
this.
Yeah, and they got Mitch Marner.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like we didn't think of Mitch
'Cause
Marner.
here, look at
Wow.
the top. I mean, if Tyler, if you can pull it up, I'm looking at it right now. You have Mitch Marner at 12. You have Jack Eichel at 10. Actually, 13.5 next season.
13.5 because it goes
And
up.
then you have Mark Stone at 9.5. Yeah. And then you have
Mark Stone,
Thomas
just by the way,
Hurdle
but-
at 6.75.
Yeah.
And then the next one is William Karlsson. One more year at 5.9. Barbashev at 5.
Oh, wow,
Keegan Kolstar at 2.5.
Ooh. Okay.
And then Pietrangelo at 8.8 for one more season. And Shea Theodore for 7.5, pretty much.
Okay, so
And then
Anderson's
Noah
your
Hannafin at 7.35.
So Anderson's your potential for play. Bleh. Can you tell it's late? So Anderson's your potential replacement. That's where that's mine's gonna go.
Yep.
But I don't think Anderson's gonna get 8.8. I don't see that.
I see him getting at least 8, though. At least 8.
It's gonna be an 8. I just don't think it'll be 8.8. I agree. I think it will start with an 8. How did we get from Vancouver to? That's my own fault.
It's your fault. It's definitely your fault.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, we were talking about someone going to Vegas. Oh, we were talking about Breadman going to Vegas.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because if the reports are true that they're looking that the starting price is what Brock Nelson went for, which was a first,
Panarin. Yeah.
and I think it was a third or something like that. So that's the start. But Nelson's also a centerman. So and I just think that centermen are so premium. And actually, I have a dark horse pick for Panarin. I think Washington may be the team that gets Panarin. I think Washington could be a team to watch.
That would be interesting.
Because I
With
think
Ovi,
that
with
if
Ovi,
this is always
damn.
last season, that's maybe something they should really consider doing. But actually, the team who really should consider doing a move, LA. This is Kopitar's last season.
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna seize that.
LA needs to do something big. They need to do something big. If this is because Kopitar said this is his last season, they gotta make a swing. You gotta make a swing here.
Because LA was one of the teams that are rumored for PD EP40 is mainly because it's Kopitar's last season. And you also have Byfield that's not really ready to take first, like the 1C. They also lost Deneau. They traded Deneau to the Habs.
Montreal.
So, so who do they have down center? And right now, if they're really wanting to contend for the last year for Kopitar, they will need a center or they will need some sort of firepower.
But also what LA needs to do is they need to do something to escape the fact that they've lost to the Edmonton Oilers in 4 straight first-round appearances. So they do need to escape in that sort of sense. But what's ironic is the concern up the middle with LA. That's the concern I have with Minnesota. For as good as Minnesota is, they are one of the weaker teams up the middle because you got Colorado, you got Dallas who you got to go up against. And I think
it's Wild are most likely going to go against Dallas because Colorado is going to be top, and then out in Pacific it's going to be Vegas by themselves, hopefully,
and then it's Edmonton and whoever, which would be LA. And LA hasn't gone past Edmonton in what,
Four straight years.
four straight? Yeah.
4 straight.
So it's going to be very tough out in the West. And for Minnesota to get past Dallas, oh, here's another one. Do you think Robertson will stay with Dallas?
No.
Do you think he gets traded?
I think it's moved.
Or he's gonna do the run?
I don't think it's before March 7th, but I do think he will be on the move. And I think it's going to be very similar to the Mikko Rantanen situation in the sense of whoever's trading for him, there has to be an extension in place.
Yeah. But you don't think it's going to be before the trade deadline?
I don't think so.
Well, look at how Dallas took a swing last season and got Rantanen.
Yeah, that's true. And that was after Carolina really took a swing and a miss on it.
Exactly. Well, they got everything back and more.
Yes, that's true. I mean, I didn't think Nate was going to get your deal, but also my first thought with that deal was you couldn't have paid Rantanen $500,000 more. But anyways, that's for. I got what I did it though.
Just incredible. Oh my God. Kuzmenko and a first for Panarin. I don't think that's enough.
That's not enough. That's not going to do.
No.
That's definitely not enough.
No. If it starts with what Brock Nelson went for. That's the starting price. And Cal Ritchie was a top 15 pick. So essentially you're trading 2 firsts to get Artemi Panarin. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't see the Rangers getting that trade package. I get this feeling that whoever Panarin gets traded to, I think he's going to want to test free agency. I just get this weird sense he's going to want to test free agency. I don't buy this idea that he's going to be open to an extension. For whatever reason, I just don't see it. I think he'll want to test the market. And I think teams will be hesitant to give up that big of a price tag for a guy who's essentially going to play 30 games.
Rain, I'm going to throw one at you. I'm going to throw a curveball at you right now.
Okay.
If whatever team trades for Panarin, or he ends up not getting traded for some odd reason, or they get like a really bad return. Well, anyways, if he gets traded, he gets the offseason. He's going to test offseason.
Yep.
And he says, "Hey, Vancouver, I want to come." Do you think? Yo, remember that report a few years ago before he signed with the Rangers and he was like out in Vancouver looking at houses because he liked Vancouver and whatnot. Could Panarin be a good veteran mentor for the young kids?
I'm gonna say
at what price? But anyways,
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, and that's because writers and
clip this now.
Writers with the Rangers have complained that Artemi Panarin is not the guy who they should revolve the team around. Like there's been complaints about him where he's like, ooh, maybe he's not the leader we want. So
no, but that's the point. Like you need veteran presence and you don't really need an actual like captain. Like you're just looking for someone to teach the young guns how to to show Lekkerimäki, how to have that confidence to shoot. Like Irvin was saying, how that release, like we have the Sedins too, but Sedins are in Abbey. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm saying that if they bring the Sedins up to the big club to be assistants, it would definitely help the young kids a lot better. Like look at them flourish. Like Lekkerimäki's lighting it up in Abbey. And you have all the other young kids down there. Like you need the Sedins up here.
Yeah.
I don't see how the assistant coaches that we have right now are doing that much better. Like, what is it? Kevin, like, anyways, I don't even remember now.
I can't even think of the names at this point. It's like Kevin something or what. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Thing 1 and thing 2.
Yeah, there we go. Something like that, but oh god, I think we're stretching with Panarin to Vancouver, but listen, this is the same. remember, this is the same market that was the Jake Gensel's a favorite to be in Vancouver, and last I checked, I don't think that happens. So I don't know, weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
But
Who knows, right?
but I also think Panarin's like, because I'm trying to think how Panarin is. Is he like 32 or something?
Do you want to?
Let's see here.
Early 30s, at least, I think. But I just wanted to point this out from Justin because I know it's not likely, but man, this line.
Oh my God.
If only.
Oh.
What is that? McKenna? What is that? PD? Oh, that.
Okay,
you know
so-
what? That wouldn't work.
Panarin plays
You know
the
why that
left-
wouldn't work?
playing the right
Because
side.
PD can't shoot,
Well, Panarin plays the left side. Who's playing the
and
right
Panarin's
side?
left.
Yeah. Well, he's a right-hand shot who plays the left side, right?
You can't have McKenna play. Yeah.
So.
By the way, Panarin's going to be 34, so I don't think he's going to be pulling for a haul. It's going to be maybe like a 3-year deal, I would say. No one's going to sign him to a 6-year deal for him to play until 40.
Did we think Brad Marchand was going to get 6 years at 37 from Florida?
No.
So.
No, but you know where that's going. You know where that is going. Come on, guys. You know he's not playing out his contract. Come on.
We
that's
know that. We know.
Everyone knows that. So what? Are you going to give Panarin an $8 million for 6 years?
Hey, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. So. I mean, I giggle like I'm eternally 12, but I love playing devil's advocate. So.
Yeah, I do love this comment from Justin. Aqua will throw the bag at him if it hints at a playoff appearance.
Oh God. I can only imagine the word vomit that Patrick Albert
he needs that those games of playoff revenue.
I can only imagine the word vomit that would come out of Patrick Albean's mouth if he was able to spin off an Artemi Panarin signing. I mean, I call Patrick Albeen the king of word vomit at this point. So,
I thought it's a salad.
Vancouver Canucks sign Artemi Panarin.
Oh God. Jesus.
No, like if we were to get McKenna, it's gonna be, something has to give. I think DeBrusk is gonna be out for sure because Kane is gonna be out. That makes on the left side you would have.
I gotta touch something on that with Jake DeBrusk. Why are we surprised with how Jake DeBrusk has turned out? This is exactly who he's been. This is how he was in Boston. Yeah. This is how he came as advertised. So this idea that people are pissed off with how Jake DeBrusk is playing, this is exactly who he is. Like he was a healthy scratch at times in Boston during those slower years when he wasn't producing as much. So I just wonder why people all of a sudden are now like, what happened with Jake DeBrusk? This is how he's always been since he got drafted.
Yeah.
Always been like that. Like the guy, you notice for him for a dozen games, then he disappears, then he comes back, and all of a sudden he's got like 20 goals and 40 points. You're like, how the fuck did that happen? So he came exactly as advertised. So
he's just so streaky, but the problem is this year he didn't even go on that streak because usually in November he goes on a tear. I think last season he had 14 goals in November, and then he just dropped off, and that was it.
But then finished with 28, and we're like, how the fuck did you do that?
Well, because he had one November of 14 goals, and then he comes back every now and then and scores a goal.
But to be fair, they did go with their second choice, Jake. So.
Okay. Want to ask you another thing. Any other hot takes from now until the Olympic break, or even up until the trade deadline? Do you see anything potentially happening, or do you think what you think might or should happen for the Canucks?
Oh God! Well, I'm definitely
Let's stick to the Canucks now.
I definitely agree that Kane will. I think Kane's a plan C for a lot of teams. I only think he's an A or B. I think he's plan C, but I still think he'll go. But I don't know if I see Vancouver retaining though, because this is not a team who's known to retain cap. I mean, they should do it, but I don't know if they'll actually will, because that would require for this manager to be smart. But anyways, I mean, we're asking for a lot at this point, but I just think that. Kane gone, goodbye. Camp, you could have had him for free, so I don't know who's taking him now. So I mean, you could have had him for free when he got terminated by Toronto. So I don't know who takes him. Luger, I do think will get more than we think, because I think again, center depth. He's a veteran presence. He's been on a cup contender. He's been on a cup winning team. I think that teams will look at that.
Face-offs, PK.
Face-offs, PK, absolutely. Because. I don't. Can you tell I can't talk? Anyways, but I do think he'll get more than what we think he's going to get. And I mean, again, center.
What do you think? What do you think they'll get? What do you think that he'll get? He'll haul.
I think second.
You think he'll haul a second? A second?
I think a second.
Just a second straight up.
Second straight up. Because I look at previous trade deadlines. I think. Brian Boyle, when he went to Toronto, that got a second. Thomas Buchanan, he went for a second. I just think that bottom six centers who are good in faceoffs and can kill penalties, I think they'll get you more than what we, John Q. Public, think that they can go for.
No, because the main thing is your bottom six. I think it's very crucial for a cup-winning team to.
We've heard for
a sturdy.
We've heard about how your third line wins you your cups. I mean, we talked about the Blake Coleman, Yanni Gord lines in Tampa. Of course, the famous
Corey
HBK
Perry
line, the Corey Perry line, the famous HBK line in the Pittsburgh winning years. We always hear about how your third line wins you the cup. It's never your top six, always your third line that wins it.
And it's kind of like if you go back to 2011 or 2010, 2011, and looking at our third line, you had like Max Laperriere, and then you had Higgins. You had like those are the pieces that you need, the grinders that will get you the puck, and it's unexpectedly they will get you some goals here too. So don't sleep on Kane. I would say don't sleep on Kane, because Kane would be a good third, maybe fourth line, and he has that pedigree in the playoffs. Look at Edmonton, he didn't play for the whole season and he came in right away and he was a beast for him. So
two thoughts with Kane I have. First of all, the quote of an agent helping facilitate a trade, that translates to, we need you to talk your client into giving us more options than what he's currently providing. That's what that phrase means.
Agreed.
And then
totally agree.
And then two, it's not like he's 20 years old. Like, how much more do you need to see before you realize, oh, we know exactly what we're getting when it comes to Evander Kane? So I don't know this idea of having like 20,000 scouts watching him or whatever. You should know what you're getting at this point. It's whether or not you see the fit.
But that's the reason why Dallas and Colorado are in, because they already know. It's like whatever team's getting Corey Perry, they know. It's just you expect to lose in the Stanley Cup Finals. That's it. But
true.
But you know what kind of player you're getting, and he'll grind you to where you need to go, and the rest is up to the rest of your players.
I guess the question is,
and every team.
I guess the question is,
sorry,
with that.
One thing, and every team that got Corey Perry thought their team had that extra scoring power to overcome that Perry curse.
Yeah.
No. So
yeah, exactly.
So as long as that team is thinking we have enough, we just need that grinder Kane, you'll get a good pick. You'll get a high third, low second at least.
But what's the difference though?
And sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say, what's the difference between making that trade now and versus after the Olympic break? What's the difference?
The cap space. The cap space, because I don't know if you were on the stream earlier, I explained it, that a lot of teams are worried about Olympics. Well, Kane's obviously not playing in the Olympics.
But
but depending on the players that go to the Olympics, injuries, etc., that could play a role. Secondly, is because the contract that you have, it's occurred daily. So cap space is occurred daily. So
Yes.
even though there is an Olympic break, the Canucks have to pay Evander Kane through the Olympics. So the later that they trade him, the more days that he's on the Canucks, the less they have to trade that they have to take onto their cap. So at the trade deadline for any competing team, the later they do it, the more space they have to add potentially another third or fourth line player. That is maybe $1 million, something like that.
Oh, nice blurriness. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's one of those ones where, because I've made it clear I'm not an Evander Kane fan, so I could honestly couldn't care less where he ends up. But I think you gotta maximize. You gotta maximize what you're able to get in terms of assets in return. So, I hope that if they can get more for retaining, I hope they do it. But I don't have much faith because this is a team that does not retain or like to do it. So, I'm one of those people where it's like I gotta see it in order to believe it. So I think until it happens.
No, but the difference for Kane is that it's only until the end of the season. So even if they retain 2.5, it's not a huge deal. If Patrick Elvine can actually think outside of the box, I was actually going to say something even worse, but if he can think outside of the box and go approach teams that have bad contracts and take them on for the price of picks, and you get more draft capital, that would help their rebuild on the fly or hybrid retool.
Yeah.
Imagine having extra third, fourth picks. And then you package that with other picks to either move up or move down. You can have much better, outcomes in the trade. Say if you're trying to move up in the first round or move up in the second round. Say they're going after the Ruck kids, the Ruck twins, and you have a second round. If I give you a third and a fourth for your second round, would you take it? Because they're pretty much the same, unless that team is like, oh no, there's a player that we're like gung-ho about.
Yeah.
We're not going to trade you that pick. Then you have assets to trade.
Well, GMs hate that. GMs hate the
Excuse me.
phrase draft picks are magic beans, but that's what they are, though. They're just magic beans that you hope that you'll strike on. So, yeah, I see this. I see the theory. As Gerald's dying over there.
No, I'm good. I'm just, we're good.
Yeah. I did want to bring this up. Justin brought this up when we were talking about Panarin. But yeah, imagine the line Suzuki, Caulfield, and Panarin in Montreal.
Ooh!
Like, wow. I would not want to face Montreal if they got
I'd
Panarin,
love that.
and that was their first
That
line.
would be sick.
But doesn't cost.
But then you still got Slavkovsky and Demidov and wow. Damn.
See here, Caulfield.
That is still shocking Caulfield did not make the Olympic team.
Shit, injured?
Like if there's one move I don't get, that's the one I don't get. But actually no.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Caulfield.
Yeah, actually, no, I take that back.
What? Is there any players on the Olympic team that this is jumping the gun. This can be done another show, but is there anyone on the Olympics that you think got snubbed? Just quickly, just off the top of your head.
Sam Bennett. That's the one I was probably the most surprised about was Bennett.
Bennett.
Caulfield,
Okay.
Caulfield for Team USA. That's the one. That's the one for Team USA. I'm Canadian and I want Canada to win. I don't like the goaltending. I got to be honest. I don't like the goaltending options. I don't look. And listen, I really hope I'm proven wrong because all Jordan Binnington needs is a chip on his shoulder and hide your kids. Like we saw that in 2019 when he won the cup. We saw it last year at the Four Nations tournament he was the best goalie in the tournament, and it was okay. Now shut the fuck up. I'm gonna be the best goalie here. So I really hope that's the case this time for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why they took him is because of the big games.
It's because
he
of
has
Doug
that
Armstrong.
experience and he has that swagger.
It's because
for
of
it.
Doug
But aside
Armstrong.
from that, it's because of what?
Because of Doug Armstrong, the GM of St.
Yeah.
Louis. That's the only reason he's there. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
No, but who would you have picked to take over?
Yeah, that's the hard thing is I don't know.
Like you have eight. There are no good Canadian goalies right now. That's the problem. Like you have Aiden Hill and Logan Thompson
I like Thompson,
and
but
Binnington.
great.
Like who else?
Oh god. I
So
have to think.
it's and you never know because look at how the 2010 Olympics played out. Brodeur, was it Brodeur? Yeah, I think it was Brodeur was their top
Brodeur was the
dog,
start.
and he didn't
Yeah,
play
Brodeur
well.
was the start. Polanco took
Yeah,
over.
he was a starter, didn't play well in the round robins. Lou came in, played the rest of the tournament.
Yeah.
So, Binnington can start, mess up, and then you have Aiden Hill or you have Thompson come in. Then
isn't Kemper one of the goalies for the Olympics?
Is it? Oh no!
I
Please tell me.
I thought it was Kemper. I thought it was Darcy Kemper.
Yeah, I think it is Kemper.
Because Hill was on the Four Nations roster. I believe Hill was on the Four Nations, and then Montembeault was also on the Four Nations instead of Logan Thompson, which that move I didn't get because Thompson was clearly the better goaltender for the Four Nations.
Yeah.
But I mean, Canada won the Four Nations, so it doesn't matter. They look like geniuses, and that's the ironic thing is if Canada wins, they're geniuses. If they lose, they're idiots.
That I think that says a lot for everything. I think that's yeah. Anyways, shit. I'm trying to find the hockey team roster. Okay. What I'm happy about is Bo Horvat making the team. And you are right. Darcy Kemper, Kemper is one of them, Binnington and Logan Thompson. Damn, I thought Aiden Hill was supposed to be.
No, Hill was on the Four Nations.
Okay. And by the way, Sam Reinhart is part of the roster right now, just so you know.
Okay. Oh, no, I said Sam Bennett.
Because he replaced...
I said Bennett.
Oh, Sam Bennett. Sorry.
Yeah.
I always get those two mixed up.
Yeah. Bennett's...
Yeah,
Bennett's
the one I'm surprised about.
I think Horvat replaced Bennett.
Yeah, I was actually hoping that Bedard would be fourth line, or yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the fence with Bedard. I could see why he would make it, but I could also see why they wouldn't let him. And I'm a little surprised they didn't give Matthew Schaefer the Drew Doughty treatment. I would have thought that maybe they would have given Matthew Schaefer what they did with Drew Doughty back in 2010. Bring on the 20, bring on the teenager, the 20 or whatever. Like give him that experience. But But I mean, it's basically the exact same defense that they brought to Four Nations. And I think, personally speaking, I think ideally, if management group had their way, they would have brought the exact same group for the Olympics that they brought to the Four Nations tournament, because I think they're very fixated like that. And the one thing I really don't like with these international tournaments is I hate it when they bring on the veteran player, even though they know that the younger player should be the one there, because they have this argument of, well, if we bring the veteran guy, we know exactly what we're going to get. Well, that's not true, because every shift, every play is never goes the way you think it's going to. So the idea that you don't know what you're going to get in a youngster versus a veteran, I don't believe that. And also, your young guy might be the one who changes the tournament. I mean, listen, if Team USA loses, they're going to be looking back going, well, you should have brought Cole Caulfield, or you should have brought Jason Robertson. You're going to be looking at those guys going, why didn't you bring one of these?
Jason Robertson is the biggest, like, are you serious? Like,
yeah,
he
that's
was
the one I
leading
don't
the
get.
league.
Yeah,
He was leading the league.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't get that
Tom
at
Wilson, I understand the grit, but come on, man. Like, anyways, it's just like, I don't get Tom Wilson. I don't get Sanheim. I don't get, yeah, those are the few that are on the team that could have been replaced easly. Parayko, Parayko's great, but
I take Bennett and Bedard over. Oh God, who did we just say? Shit. But
Wilson.
Wilson. Thank you. Yeah, I take Bennett over Wilson. Like any day of the week, I take that.
Yeah, because it's just.
Well, we always see these teams bring on extra centermen. Like anytime it's an Olympic international tournament, they always bring extra centermen for whatever reason. So.
Because they're gold, like you said, even in the off season, like for trades, centermen are worth more.
Oh yes.
You need someone to face off, right?
Yep, always worth more.
So that's why I would think that Bedard would mean more than a Wilson. But apparently the big body is what they're looking for. I think they're just trying to counter US, because US has a stacked team too.
Yes.
But a stacked team with JT Miller.
Oh. Tyler's waiting for me to
He'll show up.
Yeah,
He'll show up.
Yeah, Tyler's waiting for me to get this JT Miller hot take I have. I don't have time to go through it, but
you want to do it quickly?
Yeah.
We'll give you 2 minutes.
No.
We're at 3:30.
Yeah, we're like
I think we're going to end
minutes.
it soon.
God, this is gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can do it in 2 minutes.
No, I can't. I can't do it. There's too much to go through. I can't do it. There's too much to go through.
Any parting words before we end the stream, because it is almost 2 a.m. on a Friday morning, and we're at 3:28 right now.
Well, let's see. Hopefully, I didn't disappoint you.
No, I loved it. I you know what? When I get my channel up and running, you're going to be one of the people I reach out to.
Oh God.
One of the first people. And you're going to come on and you're going to give me some crazy hot takes. And then, a few months after, I'm going to be like, hey, Rain, you want to come on? Remember those hot takes we talked about?
Well, actually, it's funny because I think it was Urban who said, like, what's your IG? And I'm like, I don't have one because, here's what it is. So I used to have all the socials. I used to have them all, but then I got addicted to it. So I got rid of it. Like
there's an app for that. There's an app for that.
You know what there also is? There's this small thing called willpower.
Yeah, and you need that.
You do need that, which is why I got rid of it. Just quit cold turkey.
Come on, Justin Timberlake. Come on, Justin Timberlake. You're not gonna be like, you're not gonna drink and drive.
Oh, when I got,
are you surprised I remember that?
Listen, Russell called me Rain Wilson when I was on his stream last time. It's like, oh, for fuck's sakes. And I thought the Justin Timberlake comparable was a compliment. Now it's a fucking insult ever since that DUI thing. Because listen, I don't care how famous you are. There is no reason for you to be doing that shit. So
Yeah. And yours, how you named yourself had to do with the car too. So,
yep.
it's meant to be. It's meant to be. But
Ugh.
thank you for coming on. Thank you for staying up. We definitely appreciate you and your hot takes. I had a blast talking to you. I knew I would, and I'm glad that you stayed up, because I don't know when I would get a chance to talk to you again. But I have your number now. I'm going to save it down. I'll throw you a message, and we'll keep in touch. Let's do this.
You better include the name in there, because I'm going to be looking at going, who the fuck is this?
How many Geralds do you know, man?
That wasn't the question. No. Just kidding.
Okay. So that's about it. I think we're gonna wrap it up there, Tyler and Rain. Thank you for coming on. We also want to thank Irvin for coming on. Sorry for everyone that didn't get a chance to come on. We'll definitely have an open mic to bring you on. It's just we knew for sure Irvin, he'd be on point, get to what he wanted to talk about, but I want it personally. So if you want to blame someone, blame it on me. Don't blame Tyler, because I wanted Rain on. So we did everything to make sure you're on today. And I'm glad we did that. So everyone else, thank you for wanting to come on. We'll have you on another open mic.
Bro, you're hyping me up too.
No, I'm serious though. I'm serious, because ever since CCC, and then ever since you did a episode or did one with Tyler, I was like, you know what? God damn it! Tyler? Why didn't you tell me you're doing one with Ray? I wanted to be on it.
That one twice
so
as long as
I put Tyler for that. And then tonight, since we had you on, I was like, we're doing this for sure.
Yeah,
because I'm on.
30,
and I will.
30 minutes, that was an hour.
Thank you for coming. We'll have you on again. I'll have you on mine. And
sounds good. I look forward to that.
We had fun. We had fun. And hopefully all the viewers here enjoyed it. And
I did want to highlight this because I missed this, but
can't hear you, bro.
I'll have to watch. I'll have to watch Russell's stream to see if this is actually true.
Yes, it is. It is.
But apparently Russell's going to be a dad.
That's awesome.
Did he reveal that on his live stream?
Yes, he did.
Holy shit! Wow, I'm going to. Not right now, but I'm going to message him and be like, "That's amazing."
I'll have to DM him.
Ultrasound photos and everything. So.
Yeah, definitely will be messaging.
Okay, it was fun.
Him, but if he sees this, Russell, congratulations, man.
Congrats. And also thank you for everyone that stayed this long for the part of the 3.5 hours or all of the 3.5 hours. We appreciate your time, and you could have been, this sounds like clay, but you could have been doing something else instead of listening to the three of us and also Irvin talk nonsense about Canucks and hockey. We appreciate your time.
12-year-old.
So please come back, subscribe, turn on that notification so you know next time when we're on, and you can jump on, and I promise you that we'll have an open house next time. So turn on that notification and you'll be notified when we come on. It can be out of the blue. It can be after a game. So we don't know. It depends on Tyler's schedule. And then when mine comes on, my channel comes up in a month or so, please come and do that. I will definitely do a spot here on the line change and also on CCC. So yeah, I'll let you do the final closing of your show, Tyler?
All right. All right, let's see. Here, let me. There we go. It's quite the mouthful, so. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching the post-game show. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks content, be sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on your notifications like Gerald just told you. That way you do not miss when the next video is. Also, if you want some line change merchandise, let me just quickly go back here real quick. Like this, just as an example, go ahead and check out our official merchandise store, which is thelinechangepodcast.threadless.com. We are currently selling, as you can see, our 1-year anniversary collection, which is now available. That black hoodie, as you see in the picture, is the one that I'm wearing. We also have the white one, so go ahead and check it out. Also, if you want to have more discussions and conversations like the one we just had with Rain, join our official Discord. There's a link to it in the description down below. It is completely free to join. So go ahead and do that if you wish to do so. Also, if you want to find and interact with us on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, even Blue Sky. We're everywhere. Feel free to give us a follow on all of our social media platforms as well. Speaking of platforms, if you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify as well as Apple Podcast. On Spotify, feel free to give us a follow as well as rate and review us on either platform. Also, if you have a favorite episode and can't get enough of and want to watch over and over again, feel free to download your favorite episode. That too also really helps out the podcast. And of course, we are greatly appreciative of it as well. So there you go. There was the long outro. And yeah, that's going to do it for this long, very long post game. I already mentioned in the chat that we'll probably do a post game for the Leafs game, like probably 10:30, as I do work until 9. So I'm up at 9. But we'll see.
I might have to take a
sure
rain check,
Gerald
or
and
I
will
might just jump on. I might have to jump on late, or yeah. But Tyler and I will talk and coordinate it. But make sure you subscribe and get all the notifications, because that way you'll know when we come on. So
Yeah. And gosh, Justin, anytime for y'all. Got to get up in like 5 hours for work. Justin, you beast. You're a beast.
and Justin, we'll get you on next time too, because yeah, thank you for staying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you to all. Yeah, even at like almost 2:00, we're at 63 total.
Serious?
9 on YouTube. So that's
9 on YouTube and what?
54 on X.
We have 54 people on X, watching. Damn. I don't see any of the comments on here though.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if there's comments enabled for X. I might need.
Bro, you need to enable them. So
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, we need to get that working. So all the people that are watching on X, thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. We'll figure it out on how you can leave comments, and we'll get to all your questions. Hopefully at the next stream. But yeah, thank you for joining.
We'll end off on this.
63.
Yeah, we'll end off on this one. What's your prediction for the Leafs game and who scores? Gerald, go.
I am going to go 3-2 Canucks. PD is going to score.
and so is Carlson. And we'll say I want to say DeBrusque, but no, I'll go with my whipping boy Doc.
All right, I'll go 3-1 Canucks because I know how terrible the Leafs have been playing lately. And I'm going to say who scores. I'm going to say PD as well. Lekaramaki. Ogren.
Damn it. I was actually going to change mine to Ogren, but no, I'll stay with mine. That sounds good.
But yeah, Justin says 5-4 Leafs. It's just, you know. Harry. Second. But yeah, no. There you go. There's our predictions for the next game. Once again, thanks once again to everybody for watching. I think we just added one extra one, so we're at 64 now. So 10 on YouTube now. Geez, and it's almost 2:00 in the morning. But once again, thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. I know I kind of scared you guys at the beginning, with like, who's this, baby-faced guy? Is that Tyler? Does Tyler have a twin? No, I do not. But anyway, yeah, we'll let you guys know what's going on for a post game on Saturday. I know for sure I'll do one, at least a late one. Like I said, I'm off at least 9, and then I should be off on Sunday. Like, I shouldn't be working Sunday, so I could be up and do a Unleashed After Dark or whatever. So, but once again, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was a long one, but
I have tickets to the Leafs game if you want to go. If anyone's looking for Leaf games, tickets to the Leafs game. Sorry, it's late. Because the reason why I'm telling Tyler I might not do it is because I'm assuming that I'm going to be going to the Leafs game. That's why I might not do the post game. But if you're looking for tickets to the Leafs game, DM me on Instagram. You can find it through the line change. It's just my name. There's also 2 letters. Well, I think there's only one Gerald on the line change or on Tyler's Instagram. So hit me up and yeah, we'll go from there. If not, then we'll see you at the post game after the Leafs, which probably is Utah. I don't know if you're going to do that one. It's on a Monday night.
Monday I could maybe do. Just I usually have Sunday, Mondays off.
Yeah, then we might do an early one for Monday. I think Clay is not back until Tuesday, so I don't know if he has a stream. So if he doesn't have a stream, we can do it much earlier, and hopefully we'll see all you there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it, every single one of you. And I'm gonna try Urban's little swerving. What? I don't know. I'll just do a hang loose. There you go. Thanks. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next line change.